Howdy folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm doing it. I am finally fulfilling my promise to each and every one of you. Throughout the 8 to 9 months, actually even a little bit more, that I have been running this channel, many of you, have been asking me to do a collection tour. In most of my videos, if I'm not reviewing something, which is, I mean, this is what you would typically see in my reviews. You got the Alien vs. Predator beach towel here, and just a couple things on the side, which I'll get into in a bit. But if I'm not doing a review, if I'm just sitting down doing a news video or a discussion or a thoughts on, you see a little bit of what's going on in the room, in the background. You see a couple of the bookshelves, the TV stand with, you know, the Predator 2 quarter scale stuff. And as the channel has progressed, so has the collection, so it changed around and it got y'all curious, because my background was constantly changing. And people just, y'all really wanted a collection tour, and I was just reluctant to do one because, like most collectors, we tend to be perfectionists when it comes to our displays. And not only that, our displays, our collection is constantly evolving. The more figures we get, the more stuff that needs to be moved around. Particularly in something that I collect, which is, I don't even need to say it, you all know what I collect. We get a lot of new figures a year. NECA has been just pumping out figures by the dozen this year, and I finally got the collection in just about the right way that I wanted it to be. And now, I'm ready to share it. If you're following me on Facebook, if you're a new follower here, I want to let you know that I originally had a YouTube channel. I was forced to leave it because of the, well, you know, I'm not even going to taint this video by mentioning those particular laws and the organizations involved. But if you're watching this on YouTube at the moment, thank you, and definitely leave a comment down below before I gotta remove this and head on over to Facebook. But without further ado, let's take a look at what is happening here. This is typically what people never see. There's basically my entire Alien 1979 and Aliens 1986 shrine over there, which I'll get into in a little bit. If we move off to the right, this is something that you guys also don't see, this far left bookshelf, which is my Alien and Aliens bookshelf. Got the Alien 3 shelf in there, and the Resurrection Shrine, and all that good stuff. If we move over here, this is probably what you are used to seeing, which is the Predator shelves. Which is actually why I think a lot of people tend to think that I'm mostly a Predator collector, because literally my entire background is pretty much just Predator. Because even right here on the TV stand, it's all Predator 2 for the most part. And of course, the entire closet is just riddled with Predator and all that stuff. And let me stand up here. This is also what people are not used to seeing. This is my comic book / video game / fan film shelf. And there's an owl howling in the background. I don't know if you heard that. And then over here, you guys see a little bit of this, is where all the Hot Toys are at. Plus some Funko Pops and several early NECA Jungle Hunters, along with a couple of Dutches and the like. And down here is where I keep all my accessories, supplies, and all that good stuff. And there's some boxes underneath the table. This is something that is a new development, and I'm quite proud of it. I showed this off on Instagram a couple of months ago. It was in a different spot, but that's that. But I kind of went above and beyond and created this lovely shrine of Kenner goodness. If that wasn't enough, oh, and I have the Blade Fighter right there. And if that wasn't enough, here is the actual original Kenner stuff. So I got some aliens here and some more there mixed with a couple of Predators. I'm still expanding this collection. And then all the way up here is the Hive Wars Kenner stuff, which I'll show a little bit later in detail. And I did try to decorate the room with these fake leaves, but it turned out okay. I didn't have a lot at hand to put on the wall, but for what I had, I think it turned out decent. We got the moon there. The I don't even know what to call those plaques. They're like flimsy plastic, though. We'll get into those later. So, yeah, this is kind of a general overview, by the way, because the bulk of the video is yet to come. And down here is the Alien Queen rug, which, God, I love this thing. I have 2 extra ones just in case this ever rips or wears down or anything. Because this thing's just, oh God, it's beautiful. It really is. I didn't know until I put it on the ground how well it would complement the collection. This is literally one of my favorite things in the room. Like, whenever I walk in here, this is what I see first. It's pretty intimidating, so it's very, very cool. And it's actually not even an alien queen now that I remember. It's more the warrior. No, because when you're looking at it head on, then when I opened it for the first time, I actually thought it was a queen, but it's so cool looking. And yeah, I spent a lot of time fiddling around with all this stuff. It took months and months to get it exactly right, and it is still evolving. We got the 40th anniversary figures from NECA coming out. I'm going to get 2 of the quarter scale ones, one to keep in packaging and one to obviously mess around with. So that'll force me here to move some things around. Here's something I didn't actually show. Here is the actual Blu-rays, DVDs, and comic books that I have. Got a little statue down there and a couple of novelty items as well as some Super 7 stuff. And then down here I keep like some stuffies here, which are pretty cool. And I got some cups. That's pretty cool. I need to find a case for that. My brother found that for me at a swap meet. I'll get into that later. And some bobbleheads and stuff. And obviously, I don't think I've ever shown this off. I have 2 of these. I got these from a panel. My sister did, actually. Cushions. The Predator cushions. Very comfortable and stylish. Wouldn't you know? And of course, this is where I review all the figures. So, this is a general overview of what we have going on here. And I'm quite proud of the way it turned out. And I'm really excited to be showing this off to you guys because, again, I know y'all been requesting it for a while, but I had to fiddle with it just a bit longer. So there you go. There's the other half of the room. Quite pretty. This was actually originally a guest room in the house, but we don't have that many guests. So I decided to take it over. And originally it was kind of girly in here. The only thing I kept was actually the curtains because it actually matches the room and the green walls, of course. It's kind of like the whole goal here was to mimic a jungle atmosphere. So I kept those. Those actually work pretty well. And for you Hot Toys nuts out there, no, the sunlight does not hit these boxes or the figures. I lined the top half of the window with cardboard so the light doesn't penetrate through them, and I also measured it. The light doesn't hit any of the figures here or the boxes. So, and I don't even know why I'm calling y'all Hot Toys nuts, because these are expensive products. You want to keep them in good condition, even though these were kind of poorly made and they're kind of in bad condition. But anywho, there you go. Here's a better look at the Predator 2 display, which I'm pretty proud of as well. Definitely happy. Got a fan in here with a dog alien. But alright, I think I have done enough talking. This is a good prelude to what is to come in this video. I am going to go ahead and transition to the next segment, which is going over every single item in this room. And I'm going to spend as much time as I deem necessary on them. And oh, Hawkins. I keep him like this because I'm too lazy to make a stand for him, because he just does not stand well for me. He really doesn't. Oh man, there we go. Yeah, I gotta build a stand for him. But, alright. Without further ado, let us get into the bulk of the collection tour. Alrighty, so we are going to start with this side of the room and work counterclockwise. First thing is first, let's start over here at the Alien 1979 poster. I'd really like to get a frame for this. It's nothing valuable, but it's still a really cool piece to have on the wall. I got this maybe like, I don't know, like 6-7 years ago online. It was pretty cheap, but it's cool to have just simply because it's the first Alien. And when you think of, you know, the 1979 film, this kind of just pops in your head, right? You got the egg cracked open, and of course the logo in space. No one can hear you scream. So yeah, I got this like I was like a freshman, sophomore year in high school, and it was cool. It really was. So, and again, I gotta get a frame for it. These are, man, these are definitely one of my favorite pieces in the collection. Now, they're not life-size, these are scaled down, but I do have the biomasks for the Wolf Predator and the Elder Predator from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. Or rather, actually, this one's from Requiem, and this is from Alien vs. Predator. It's actually his mask right over here. Even though they're scaled down, they're still really, really cool to have, and they definitely have a lot of attention to detail. I removed the straps at the back because technically you are able to hold or to wear these, but it is a pain in the ass because these are actually pretty gosh darn heavy, and if they ever fall, that is going to be bad. Not that they will break, but all of this good stuff down here will break. I'm not sure exactly why they decided to make the wolf's mask kind of like a copper tint. I'm not too sure why, because his is more of like a gunmetal, like a worn down gunmetal, but it's still very, very cool. Yeah. And I think my mom got this one for me. I probably was like 12 or 13, and then a year or two later my sister got this one for me. I'm not sure where they got them, but I think my sister found this one at like a Halloween store or something back in the day. I'm honestly not too sure. Yeah. And above it, it doesn't really match, but I have the NECA Ultimate Newborn Alien box. I just didn't know where else to put it. Just didn't match anywhere else. Yeah, and beside the Elder mask here, I do have some keychains. Got the wolf right here, and then the copper or gold version of wolf right here. These are pretty cool to have. I made a video on these on the channel, so you can go check them out. It's a pretty early video. Since we're on the topic of keychains, and since we're still on the topic of AVP, here's some more. This one right here, my brother got for me. Actually, this was a two-piece, because you can put the mask on right here, and they're necklaces, so I thought they were pretty cool to have, and this one actually has a lot of detail. It's pretty cool. And then you got the dog alien right here. Oh, I'm sorry, not the dog alien, just a warrior alien from AVP. There you have the two fighting there. I think that's Celtic fighting her, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really tell from this angle. And there's another biomask from the film. Kind of an elongated one, but it's still pretty cool. Now, above it is not AVP, but it kind of looked cool here. Here is my Super 7 Vintage Alien Predator on-card stuff. So let's go ahead and run through each of these. The bottom row is all the Predator stuff, and it's actually the oldest Super 7 stuff I have. So right here, I do have the 87 Jungle Hunter masked. Then I got the unmasked one. I think this is, which one is it? Yeah, that's the closed mouth. Beside him is the open mouth. Then I got cloaked, which is a pretty cool one. I have some of these opened, bought doubles, and I don't know how much money this is going for now, because look at that, the Toys R Us logo. Rest in peace, Toys R Us. This is the Thermal Vision Jungle Hunter, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I thought I had this. I was wondering where it was for a second. Yeah, so you got the cloaked version. This was an Entertainment Earth exclusive at Comic-Con, I think. Was it Entertainment or was that Funko? It says 2,500 pieces made. But yeah, so I got the one cloaked with blood, and I really like the card too, because you got the blood right there. It's pretty cool looking. And since we're talking about those, here's some, yeah, so there he is with the blood. Pretty cool. Beside him is the one you just saw unopened, or opened, I mean. This is the glow-in-the-dark Jungle Hunter. This was the Entertainment Earth exclusive, so that's pretty cool looking. Definitely glad to have him. Then we get into the alien stuff. So I got the standard Big Chap alien right here, which is gorgeous. I got the Frost version. This is the Frost version, right? Yeah, well, I mean, they call it a metallic flesh, but it's basically Frost version, because she's thrown out of the airlock. It's pretty cool. Then we got Dallas here. That's a newer edition. Then this one's awesome. This one was a Comic-Con exclusive. Right there. It's the one with the collector coin. It is gorgeous. I wish I would have gotten two of these, one to open. I don't know why I didn't. Oh god, younger Jimmy, you were stupid. And then here are the Alien Day 2019 Super 7 exclusives. This is the more so like a Frost one. I mean, it's supposed to be based off of one of the original advertisement posters used for '79, and then there's another one, again an original poster. So I think that's, can't tell who's in. Yeah, that's Kane. So that's pretty cool. And then a couple more Kanes. I got one during the chest burster sequence. And then just a regular one with the dead facehugger. And then last but not least is Ash. So I'm still growing this one. I am. It's gonna take some time because I'm cheap. I like to wait for sales, but I'm definitely proud of it thus far. In particular, I really like that cloaked Predator with blood, and I flip and love these three aliens right here. God, they're so cool. Oh, and of course the Toys R Us one, because it's Toys R Us and they just, it's a sad day. Unless you're in Canada, they got Toys R Us over there, so they're covered. Alright, let's move back into AVP. This was a shelf, a bookshelf that I just could not get right for the longest of times. I cannot tell you how much this shelf has changed over the last just 8 months. But finally, I found the exact way I wanted it. You'll notice here is a piece of cloth, which is the AVP poster that my sister got for me on my birthday sometime back in high school. and it's very, very cool. I thought it complemented the display nicely, so it's a very cool piece. I like those kind of novelty items, you know. You know me. Alright, moving into the heap of it, of course we do have the Series 17 Elder Predator, and he is gorgeous. I love the cloth cape on him, and everything about him is just so well done. Definitely one of my favorite AVP figures. And of course you have the Elder Throne, or the Clan Leader Throne, I guess that's the proper term, and it is amazing. God, I love it. If you haven't gotten your hands on this throne, I highly recommend you do. And I got this for a pretty cheap price at WonderCon for like 60 bucks. Haggled them down, and God, it's so cool looking. I'm really trying to get my hands on another Elder so I can have him masked and not on the throne, but I mean, he's meant to be on the throne, folks. He's just gorgeous. I do have the pillar right here by NECA. I do plan to get more of these for a more dynamic display, but it's a very, very cool diorama piece to have. And on the top I do, of course, have one of the warrior aliens from AVP. Yet another figure I like to army build, but you know, AVP figures by NECA, once they're released, it's kind of hard to pick them up. Hence why I army built the Resurrection Warriors, because one day those are not going to be too easy to pick up. But anywho, moving down, we have Grid Alien back here with, of course, the severed tail. And she is in a direct fight with Celtic, the battle damaged Celtic. These two were in a 2-pack together some years ago. You can tell Celtic has the battle damaged wrist blades, and I got him holding the severed part of Grid Alien's tail. And these are beautiful figures. I love them so much. As a completionist, they just work so well together, because you gotta get every Predator and Alien from ever seen. You know how it is. And then here I got Chopper right here, and this actually works with her, because in the film I believe Chopper was about to basically murder the hell out of somebody. I got him in that exact pose of when he was gonna do it. He's got the lawn blades retracted, and he's just ready to kick some ass, and the plasma caster put away, because he's got to do things close quarters right now. And then above him, she's ready to basically plunge her spiked tail through his chest. And that's, in that movie, this scene is kind of like where, okay, you've officially entered the movie, because the music is pumping up now, and it's heated. You're finally seeing an alien and a Predator together for the first time on the big screen, and it was definitely a fundamental moment, and I'm pretty proud of this. And I do have some face huggers. These are not by NECA, as kind of stand-ins from the film, because they kind of lay around dead, you know. And I am using some DC Universe stands for these guys, because they are fragile and they work well, because my DC Universe figures stand perfectly fine. Alright, let's get into kind of the side characters here. This one, I mean, the Serpent Hunter, he's technically from the game, but what can you do? And you just got a bunch here. You got a Guardian, and man, I like this one right here. Check out the staff, one of the coolest pieces of this particular figure. He's great. Got the Temple Guard right here. Pretty sweet looking. And lastly, I got a couple of this guy actually right there. So I love all these figures, similar molds, but they got enough defining characteristics and they complement the shelf. I really, really do like them. Alright, Oh, and if you'll notice, I got it labeled Alien vs. Predator 2004, so if I do forget the year, it's right here. Unless you're illiterate, of course. But I'm literate, I think. I'm an English tutor. Alright, let's move down here. This is the trio themselves. So, we got Celtic. We got the infamous Scar. And Chopper. So I got 2 choppers. Gotta have 2 choppers. He's a great one. So, and I kind of arranged them in the way when they were first seen in the movie. So Scar on the left, Chopper on the right, and they're pretty goddamn cool looking. At the back there, I do have an extra there, and then of course another extra there. So, and I do have the unmasked open mouth Scar. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down because my arms are tired, and I love this guy. Scar is definitely one of my favorite Predators, and honestly one of my favorite Predator figures. These are just so much fun to mess around with. I love them to death. And I got another dead face hugger right there. And then the San Diego Comic-Con, I think it's 2017, exclusive cloak Scar with the I guess a diagram or hologram of the pyramid. And I like this one because look, he's got some blood on the wrist blades. It's pretty cool looking. I got his accessories there too. So I like this shelf as well. Of course, I got it labeled. Once again, I took that from my brother. He had a little Transformers museum of his own. I got an Alien Predator one, but he's got the Transformers one, and he marked his shelves. That's what I grew up looking at. I couldn't touch them, but I could read the labels. That was the rule. Alright, let's back up a little bit here. Let's move on to Requiem. I got the Hot Toys Wolf Predator right here. It was pretty cool looking. Definitely a great piece to have if you are a Wolf fan or just a Requiem fan, because Requiem is a good movie. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. It's a great film. I liked it. It's ridiculous, but it's okay. And man, I got a lot of things going on here. I got back there, I know the lighting's terrible, the Cloaked Wolf, by an early figure by NECA, a regular wolf, a battle damage wolf, and an unmasked closed mandible wolf with the whip. I got a warrior back there. That was the first episode of Trophy Room, by the way. And of course, a closed mandibles Pred Alien. And then I got the face hugger here from this series, and then I actually have him holding a chest burster. And these are actually, man, I really like the chest burster and face hugger that they have from this series. Just the way they're sculpted, it's really eye-catching, and you'll know what I mean up close. They look really, really realistic. They really do. Yeah. Alright. Moving on, and yes, I do have it labeled. Don't ever forget that. Let's move on. What's going on over here? This. Yes. So I have 2 VHSs so far. I do not have a lot of them. I'm still tracking them down. I have the original 87 Predator and the Alien Resurrection tape from 97. Found that one in a swap meet, and my brother gave me the Predator one, and the collection is growing. But I have utilized the space in the meantime. I do have this Toys R Us exclusive, I guess you can call it a Grid Alien or a Warrior Alien from the first AVP. It's a great piece. Love it to death. And then here is an unsevered tail Grid Alien right there. It is a great, wonderful piece. Man, I can't tell you how much I love all of these AVP figures. Man, they're top notch. And I really do hope they re-release them, because I know there's a lot of people, I know a lot of my followers keep saying, they can't find any, because, man, they went up in price. You know how it is with NECA. They really have gone up in price, especially the Requiem stuff. It's very, very hard to get. I think one of you guys told me the Pred Alien goes for some serious money, especially. So I hope NECA re-releases at least some of these, at the least a Scar, right? Alright, over here. People are probably going to hate me for this, and I can completely understand why, but let me defend myself. Let me defend myself, okay? I'm not a scalper. I did not get I got some of these through trades, actually. Extras, I mean. Not to scalp, but to display, because I'm obsessed with all this stuff. Y'all know that, and these look absolutely gorgeous in the boxes. So, here are the empty ones, of course. Each of them correspond to the left. We got the NYCC 2019 exclusive Batman vs. Joker Alien. I have the San Diego Comic-Con 2019 Superman vs. Aliens 2. The box gets it wrong, but this is based off of Superman Aliens God War. And I have, from the same convention, same year, the Batman vs. Predator. Excellent pack. And then the New York Comic-Con 2019 Green Lantern versus Sinestro Corps Predator. So I'm in love, man. I'm in love with these figures. I have a whole DC shelf right there, which I'll get into later, of course, but I'm very, very thankful to have all of these. I definitely adore them. And I understand if people, you know, they might not agree. And I can understand why. I empathize with that. But take consolation in the fact that at least I'm not a scalper. I'm not going to scalp these. I have no intention of selling them. I have no intention of selling any of this. I want to say even if I'm desperate, but we'll see. I hope it doesn't come to that, but I'm very, very thankful to have these. Okay, let's move on. Let's start from the bottom up because I hate standing. Here is the NECA quarter scale Jungle Hunter, or the Jungle Demon Predator from '87. An absolutely gorgeous piece. I cannot tell you how much I adore this figure. I can't even believe they made a quarter scale of this one. Well, I mean, I suppose I can believe it considering they have the mold already, but it's hard to believe that we got something this cool in quarter scale form. It's gorgeous. It can light up. Whole 9 yards. It's gorgeous. Love it to death. It's got the limited articulation, but you know what? I don't mind this articulation for Predators. I never did. Actually, of course, now, yeah, you can get a lot better poses, but typically my Predators are in museum poses, so... But that's okay. God, I love this thing. I got this quite some years ago off, I think it was like woozymoo.com. It was like a Christmas sale or something. I went all out that year. Think I probably had too much to drink, so I just went on a shopping spree. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but he ended up in there, and I'm thankful of my drunken self. Also got a quarter scale, like some Ninja Turtles, and T-800 from Terminator 2 Judgment Day, who is gorgeous, by the way. He is. Alright, what's going on over here, Jimmy? What do you got here? So, in case you are new to the NECA Alien Predator line, because the line started like 10 years ago, so it's been a while, but back in the day, when you ordered a quarter scale figure, it didn't come with extra head sculpts or a removable biomass, because now you have stuff, not Alien Predator, but you do have the ultimate like quarter scale Deadpool that comes with extra stuff. But back in the day, if you wanted your Predator to be masked, to be having the open mandibles and closed mandibles, you had to buy 3. And that's what I did back then. I was like 12 or something. I didn't get them all at once, of course. I was very, very young, and so I would get them as birthday presents or Christmas gifts or something throughout 1 or 2 years. So, yeah, I'm still, you know, if there's ever a fire in here, God forbid. God forbid. I don't even want to joke about that. But if something ever happens, these are the pieces I would take with me. You know, the Hot Toys stuff is good. The Hot Toys stuff is fantastic, great detail. But in my opinion, it might be controversial, these are your ultimate Jungle Hunter figures. These are extremely movie accurate. The proportions, the skin color, the armor, it's all very, very movie accurate. Because in the film, yeah, I mean, he was definitely athletic, but he was chunky. He was chunky, and these figures definitely reflect that. And they're just, God, they're gorgeous. Again, these are the ones I would take with me. One of the few. Because they go for some serious money, too. But, yeah. Alright, and below them, I have some of the recent Ultimate Jungle Hunter stuff. If I'm not mistaken, I forgot which is which. I think that one right there actually... No, that is the 30th anniversary Ultimate, or I mean, it's an Ultimate Body Jungle Hunter. And I got the skull and spine Billy's, and he's looking cool. Yeah, and then I got some of his extra accessories there, the biomass, the skull, and there is his, what's it called, plasma caster. I don't think he actually came with one, though, if I'm not mistaken. That's probably from an extra that I had. Then I have, I think this one is first issue Ultimate Jungle Hunter. It's hard to tell unless I look really, really close. I got him in a pretty solid pose. Nothing movie accurate because he didn't do this while he had the skull and spine, but I thought it looked cool. And then right here, I do have, this is probably the reissue of the Ultimate Jungle Hunter. I have him removing the mask and ready to fight Dutch in the jungle. Now here's something I want to talk about. Well, a couple things I'd like to talk about. So, first off, I got the giant plasma casters on the ground here for the quarter scale ones because I do like to sometimes be movie accurate. So I got him kind of lunging, or not really lunging, but when he takes off his mask, throws it on the ground, throws his plasma caster on the ground, he just roars. So I kind of got it that way. And then here, he's got the plasma caster on the ground, and he's just looking at Dutch. You know how it is. He's ready to kick some ass. He's going to move those mandibles, all that puppeteering in the mask, or animatronics. You know how it is. Here, what are these, you may be asking? You have NECA Predator heads stuck on a Q-tip in what appears to be very, very unrealistic pieces of plants. So the whole Predator, or I'm sorry, the whole NECA headstands thing, they're pretty cool. I'll admit, I don't like to buy their official figure stands because I think, I don't know, I feel like with some of the figures, it's not the figure's fault, because sometimes their figures, they're movie accurate, and sometimes they just can't stand. That's that. Because it's the design of the character. But with most NECA figures, if they can't stand because of QC, I don't buy stands for those. And these, they're very cool. I like the stands that they made for the heads and stuff. But I have dozens of heads. Probably more than dozens. And it's very expensive to do that. So what I did is I have pieces of green clay at the bottom, and I stuck them, I removed the cotton from the Q-tip, and I just put them together. And that's that. And these little plants right here are based off of just, I pulled these off of little plastic trees that I had for my dinosaurs because I had dinosaurs with giant backgrounds with plastic trees, so I just popped these off. They're pegged together, and I kind of just put them here because from a distance they actually don't look too bad. Obviously up close they look very fake, and I mean, they're not really jungle, they're more tropical island like Alien Salvation, but they work. So I got the closed mandibles ultimate with the funky eyes, and the masked one, masked jungle hunter. So this is one of my 1987 Predator shrines, and of course I have the NECA quarter scale prototype Predator, or the Gort Predator from '87, based off of what the Predator was originally going to look like with that beautiful mask. And this one was limited to 500 pieces, and this is the only way you can get a quarter scale bloody skull. And it's not only bloody, but it has sculpted guts and muscle all over it. It's gorgeous. Love this thing. Another one of my one of the pieces that's gonna head out the house with me if something ever happens, because this feller, he's limited to 500. He was released maybe 8 years ago, but gosh, I love him. I really do. And he's, you know, the body mold is old, but again, really well done. And honestly, it's controversial. I said this before, but I'll always take these over Hot Toys. As good as Hot Toys is, when you have something quarter scale, naturally you're probably going to have more detail. Minus some things, of course. These figures aren't perfect, but still absolutely gorgeous. So, alright, I think I spent enough talking here. Let's move on to the next shelf. Alrighty, so this one should look pretty familiar. Just made a video about this. This is my The Predator, the 2018 film display. I still want to get an extra Assassin Predator to display him with the open mandibles, but it's pretty cool looking. If you'll notice, I use the backgrounds from some of the Ultimate boxes. Not all of them, because I do have a lot here, but I think it looks okay. It looks decent. There's a video on that, so go search that up. But I pretty much have, Fugitive from every moment in the film, I like to say. I got him when he is putting on the mask here. I got him even without the left gauntlet. Him when he's attacking the lab people with the assault rifle. Obviously the reissue one, which is just standard, fully armored. And then I got two lab escapes, open mouth, closed mouth, or mandibles, whatever you want to call them. Like I said, the assassin, and I got thermal vision right here. Definitely something that complements the shelf. And then I got a bunch of emissary predators. I got two of each to display with the masks and without. And I have a ton of emissary and fugitive predator heads just all over the place, and there's some back there of the emissaries. I don't even know if you can see. There he is. And where's the other one? There she is. So, I mean, I was pretty proud of this shelf. I thought it turned out decent, at least. And there were not a ton of figures to begin with for this line, so I kind of wanted to fill up the shelf a little bit more, and it worked out fine. I'm happy with it. I am content. And man, that reissue Fugitive is gorgeous. Definitely the one to get. Way better paint on both the armor and the skin. It's just a lot more accurate. But let me stand my butt up. Blech. And what's going on here? Yeah, so unfortunately, NECA has yet to put out ultimates of any of the Super Predators, but this is my Predators 2010 shelf. These are definitely some of the oldest NECA figures I have, besides the Requiem stuff. Here, I can't remember if this was a 2-pack or by itself, but I have Berserker, unmasked with open mandibles. They never did a closed mandibles one. I hope they do with the Ultimate. Back there is a Comic-Con 2011, I want to say. Berserker, cloaked Berserker. Pretty cool. He's turned yellow. Unfortunately, that's what happens to some of the cloaked ones over the years. I mean, I hope it doesn't happen to Scar. I mean, I've had him for a few years now, and he's been okay. Maybe it's just because of the plastic they used back in 2011. I don't really know, but here's a Predator Hound. I'd love to get more, at least 2 more, for my tracker. It's a cool piece. See, back then I wasn't like a I wasn't a hardcore collector like I am now, but I got one of each, and I never really thought about getting another Hound till now. And obviously, it's kind of expensive. If I ever get a good deal on it, sure, but if not, I won't beat myself up over it. Who knows, NECA might make a new one if they do decide to revisit these guys here. And I got a nice Jungle Hunter skull. I think it was from a 2-pack. And I got the trio themselves. I have a standard Berserker and a Tracker, who's unfortunately one of his tusks broke off and is missing. It's a damn shame. I mean, you know, the figures like that with those kind of parts, the wrist blades and all, they're very brittle to begin with. So if you're an Alien Predator collector, you'll know it's kind of inevitable. It'll happen. Just don't know to who. And I got Falconer here, who is gorgeous. And then, moving on, I have the battle-damaged classic Predator. Gorgeous piece. Very well done for its time. Great looking. I like the blood and stuff, the detail. The broken mask is great too. Very cool looking. And then I got a Berserker skull. I kind of like when they do these type of skulls that aren't in the movie, but they just do it for the sake of doing it. I like that. Alright, and here I do have the mid-cloaked Falconer and Berserker. Berserker's hard to see there. I have him mixed in with the background that he has. Gorgeous pieces. These two are definitely complementing the shelf, and I like the actual drone Falcon that comes with Falconer. And man, I said this in a previous video, I wish we would have gotten or will get a mid-cloak tracker, because these two are by their lonesome selves, sadly. And NECA has rumored at Ultimates of these figures. We will see. I really do hope so, but I suppose only time will tell. But for the most part, for now, I like it. I do. I really do. Alright, moving on. What goes above this? Well, read that for yourself. Predator 2 1990, The Lost Tribe. This shelf took forever to put together because I had to pause the film like 8 times trying to see what order these characters appeared in and who was standing next to each other. Now in the film they all kind of, they didn't exactly circle around Danny Glover, but they were all over the place. But for the most part I think I got it movie accurate. So of course this is the NECA 2.0 Elder Predator, who's pretty good looking. He's more movie accurate. I still think he's a little bit off as far as color goes. He's still, I think, a little too gray, even though his name's Grayback. From my point of view, I feel like his color scheme should be along the lines of Scout here, but still very good looking piece. And of course you do have the 1718 pistol there, the flintlock pistol. And I do have the City Hunter, battle damage City Hunter from the 2-pack. In this scene he didn't have the mask, the air mask on, but still, I put it here. I thought it looked kind of cool, complements it. And here's just the rest of them. I mean, you got Shaman, you got Warrior back there. Poor lighting, I apologize. Snake / Shadow. You have the Lost Predator, Boar, Guardian, who's a cool one. It's got the Gort mask, and yeah. Actually, I think he is Stalker, and I think he is Boar, if I'm not mistaken. I get those two confused a lot, but very happy with this shelf. I definitely like it. Definitely has a good presence. Now above it, oh, I gotta fix you again. I did that again because I didn't want you to fall over. Come on. I need you to stand. Okay. This shelf took forever. Even longer than this. I could not get this right for the longest effing time. This is my 1987 Predator shelf. And this is my bread and butter because my first experience with anything Alien Predator was the original film. So this shelf was super important. And one thing I want to touch on, let's look at this Dutch. What's going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Why is he looking so weird? Why is he holding this oversized rifle with one hand? Well, after viewing that particular scene in the film, stick around, like 12 times, I finally got the pose just right. This is literally how he looked when he was about to throw that knife into that gorilla. It was crazy, because think about it, that's a heavy gun, and he's just holding it at the other end, balancing it. That's Arnold for you. No one can get that done except Arnie. Just proves it to you. I got the 30th anniversary Ultimate, at least I like to call it Ultimate Jungle Demon. Gorgeous piece. Just like his father down there. And then Thermal Vision Dutch Schaefer. Another great figure. Got a skull down there. And I took some Thermal Vision backgrounds from other packaging and put them on the sides, and the background is the jungle backgrounds from the Ultimate Jungle Hunter figures, and I have the Ultimate Jungle Hunter boxes as kind of like just neat pieces. And back there, it's hard to tell, there is a battle damaged closed, well, I mean the mandibles are kind of like open and not open, but throwing Dutch against a wall, and this is the one where all the water is dripping off him and stuff. The mud, I mean. Which is technically not movie accurate, because, oh no, that is movie accurate, because he, that happened when after he fell into the little pond. So, there you go. Alright, I do have the original Gort with the bloody skull and spine. Definitely not an easy piece to track down these days. Then I have a cloaked original Jungle Hunter, all of the really old molds. Didn't really turn too yellow, just a bit, still okay. I do have Water Emergence Predator, an absolutely gorgeous piece, and I am using a Toy Biz Marvel Legends Man-Thing stand for him, and I got a little skull right there too. So I thought that was cool. And then here is, here I got the little torch for Dutch. There you go. I was about to say this is jungle breathing Dutch, but no, he's ready to kick ass breathing Dutch. And I really like this figure. They reissued him. I didn't pick him up. I do want to. I miss some of the 30th anniversary stuff, but they didn't just paint the mud on, they sculpted on. So this was a great piece, and I love all the stuff he comes with. You can equip all of his stuff on his bow, and he has literally everything he did from the end of the movie. And the Comic-Con exclusive, forgot the year, I think it's 2018? Yeah, it's 2018, Rick Hawkins, who doesn't like to stand. But there it is. Yeah. That is, for the most part, my Predator bookshelf. One of them. So, Predator 1, Predator 2, Predators, the Predator, and then kind of to send it off home with, again, 87 Predator. So I'm happy with this. I really, really am. What is to take away from this? I asked myself, what is my favorite piece here? Again, it'd probably be these guys. Yeah, these are just gorgeous, especially the Gort Predator here. He's gorgeous as well. So, very, very cool figures. Alright, this is my favorite part because I get to sit down. This is still a work in progress. I'm not happy with this yet. Simply because I really want to get another background of the LV-426 Hive Room. That came with my original NECA Queen, but it's still a work in progress. So, I do have the McFarlane Queen. I did open her. I thought about keeping her in the box, but this is kind of a figure I've wanted ever since I was little, and I thought to myself, I'll just open it. Let me feel like a kid again for once. And I have a lot of 86 Warrior Aliens. Rightfully so, because, well, you need an army, right? So there's a lot of different stuff going on here, even if they are all technically the same, because we have some ultimates mixed in here, and I'm trying to find which one's the ultimate and which one isn't. It's kind of hard to tell. I think right there is an ultimate, and I want to say right there is an ultimate, but I have blues and browns, light browns and light blues in here, so I got a whole rainbow. And then I have some eggs, too, which is pretty cool. Some phase huggers running around. And then here I have one of my many Ripleys. I have the 2-pack from one of the final sequences of Aliens. So I got the Newt with her. It was a 2-pack. I actually have a mint in box down there, which I'll get to later. But these are cool. This is definitely a figure you can use with the, whatchamacallit, the power loader, but it's still a little bit different, painted different than the original Ripley that was actually meant for the power loader. This one's covered in like sweat and grease and all this different stuff, which definitely makes it accurate for the end of the film. And I do have the assault rifle and the flamethrower taped together, or she taped them together, and the actual flame effect that came with it, which definitely looks pretty cool. And Newt is kind of just at the background thinking, what the shoot? What am I doing here? I'm not supposed to be here. I'll just let her do the work. And I tried to make the aliens have some funny poses, like here. Her look at her in her mouth is kind of like dripping down, like dead. She doesn't like fire, so she's blocking her face, and these are kind of standing there thinking, should I get closer? She's not doing too well. I should stay back. I mean, I'll just talk with my buddy here. And these guys are pretty much doing the same, and the Queen is just watching it all happen. And man, I really still do like this McFarlane Queen. Definitely still a great piece for its time. Absolutely holds up. Absolutely does. And oh my gosh, look at that. I didn't label this shelf. I forgot. Well, I know what I'm doing later today, right? Alright. Let's move on. What's going on here? My God. Right? Yeah. Let me stand up and explain what in the F is happening here. This shelf, I originally knew what I wanted to do with it, so virtually it didn't take as long as these other ones. But posing them took forever, because these figures do not know how to stand for S-word. They really don't. Now, by no means is any of this movie accurate, because just look at this. This is my amalgam of what the final portion of Alien Resurrection looked like. So, again, missed opportunity. This Queen should have come with a battle-damaged head. Unfortunately, she didn't. So I do have one of my newborns. I have two of them. Kind of just, you know, she's been born, right? a combination between Alien and Ripley. Weird, I know. Let's move past that. And making kind of a connection before you know what happens. And all of the Queen's children are just standing around. I got a basketball and a couple of weapons here. They're all over the place. They don't know what's going on. But as a like an amalgam of what the final portion of the film is, I think it works well. I even got some McFarlane's in there. 1 and 2. And then I use some of the backgrounds. Just says Alien Resurrection. I got the, I kind of like to call it a boiler room. But it's, you know, from the final sequence. And then here's the background of the Betty. And yeah, here's from a distance. It's actually one of my most, I mean, I don't like to pat myself on the back, but to me it's my more impressive shelf, just because of how dynamic it is. And it took a long time, like I said, but I'm very happy with it. I really am. And Ripley's just standing there thinking, well, what is she gonna do? Probably something bad. Yeah, probably something bad. Okay. Alien 3, 1992. Not fully happy with this shelf yet. Feels a little empty. I wanted to get another Weyland-Yutani soldier. And at the time of this video, I'm filming this on the night of November 19th. Tomorrow morning, my package comes in the mail, and it is the ultimate dog alien. So, I'm filming this in parts. So, if I get this on the shelf in a pose that I like, I'll revisit this later in the video. But I have a lot of dog aliens. I have a light brown and a dark brown version, plus an extra. I like this one here because, you know, Alien 3 was cinematically, like from a cinematographer's point of view, really impressive. And one of the scenes that I just liked is when just the alien's just sitting there, her dome is facing you. She's not looking at you, but all you see is that dome, right? And I just love that. Gorgeous. Very good looking. And as I mentioned, I want to get another Weyland-Yutani soldier, so I can, you know, there were multiple in the end of the film, and this comes with extra different pair of goggles, so I'll have the other one sporting those. Here is Chest Burster Dog Alien. I really like this one. Getting that inner mouth in was a pain in the ass, I'll say that, but the end result, once you got all the joints figured out, gorgeous. It is just so well done. I was so impressed with this particular figure in the creature pack. It was just beautiful. Very movie accurate and well done. I think the only thing missing was a abdomen crunch, but yeah. There's an extra accessory I got there too. Then you got the dog. You got the battle damaged Rottweiler's head on. And then here's just the extra head, which looks creepy, but that's well done. I like it. I think this body may have been partly reused from Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2. But yeah. And there's a face hugger as my representation of the beginning of the film when they find the dead one. Then I got this one here. Another dog alien. So this one's a light brown, kind of just in a standard pose. I also like the shadows at the back too. It actually makes it look kind of cool. Got this background from, I think, the creature pack. Pretty cool looking. Of course, I do have a Ripley. It'd be cool to get another one because she comes with different clothing, like different sleeves. She can be with the tank top. So I might consider that. Here I have the Queen Facehugger, which was not in the film, but it's pretty much a repaint of a Kenner one. But still very cool looking. I like the paint on it because it's all brown and stuff. And here's the Queen Chestburster. It's a cool one too. You know, Alien 3 is controversial, but I enjoyed it for what it is, and she looked cool. So, got the Queen Chestburster. And then here's a dark brown dog alien. I got a pole right here that I got out of like a metal coat hanger to balance her. So there you go. But this one I balanced without, and I'm proud of that. I am. That took forever, but kind of like lunging at you. This I kind of based off of the first alien, actually. Remember when Dallas is in the vents, and then he moves the flamethrower and it lights, or it shows the alien, and she's kind of just like flaying her arms out and yelling at you? I kind of based this off of that. And last but not least, here is the McFarlane dog alien, who's still very well done. I like the tail too, very bendy. So yeah, that's the Alien 3 shelf. It's still growing, definitely more I want to add. Like I said, gonna get the Ultimate Dog Alien tomorrow. I want to review that. Another Weyland-Yutani or two, and then another Ripley to have her in, what's it called? Different outfit. Yeah. And I actually think this facehugger really complements the shelf too. Yeah. Alright. Is it just me? Here's a little side thing. When that guy in the beginning picked up the facehugger and said, "Hey, what is this?" It looked bigger than most facehuggers, I feel like. So, this actually I think scales pretty well. Yeah. Alright. What's going on here? This, I'm proud of this one. This is my Aliens from 1986, the Firefight. There's a lot going on, right? Well, first off, we have that one lady who died in the beginning. Came with the McFarlane Queen Alien. And so I got Hicks back there, kind of yelling to Frost over here to do something, who's holding a flamethrower, not knowing what to do with it. Then I got a Hudson right here firing at just a giant platoon of xenomorphs. And who's leading the team? Vasquez herself. And so I like that. I like that firing effect and what it did to this alien right here. So it kind of matches. And I got Sergeant Windrix back there. Pretty cool. I believe he was a NECA sculptor, or yeah, I believe a sculptor who passed away. I think it was, I believe, cancer. If I'm mistaken, please correct me, though. And here's another Hicks. I have a double. Pretty cool. Like a yelling Hicks, who was in a 2-pack with this Hudson. I think I got one of these from my brother. But, you know, the head sculpt on the Hicks is decent, but it kind of just looks like a regular soldier, so it works. Can't even tell they're doubles. And then all these guys. These weren't in that scene, all these bloody chest bursters, but I put them here anyway. These are from the Ultimate figures, the Ultimate Xenomorphs from 1986. And then here I got 2 exploding blue aliens and 2 exploding brown aliens. So, if you back up, oh, and of course I have the accessories kit with the weapons here. And they come with like the computers and stuff. Where's the other one? There it is. So, they're pretty cool. There's another one back there. I'd like to get more in the future, of course, but yeah. There you go. Alright, last but not least, what is this, Jimmy? Power Loader Fight. So I have the first issue of the NECA Power Loader. I have the very first, well, not the very first Ripley, but the Ripley actually meant to be in the Power Loader, which goes for some serious money now, apparently. Because she is slightly different than that gal down there. A little bit more accurate to that particular sequence. Then I got the standard first issue NECA Queen. I'm curious about that reissue. I'm using the background from my collector's edition of Aliens Colonial Marines on, I believe it was the 360. Here we do have a Ripley with the jacket over the jumpsuit with the Comic-Con exclusive, I believe it was a 2012, or actually no, maybe a 2014 something. I get my dates mixed around. It's probably like 2016 for all I know. Newt. And then I have a Bishop right here holding the flashlight. Pretty cool. Using a cloth to balance the Queen. And I actually have her with metal coat hanger bars because I needed her at a very particular height to fight the power loader. I do have the alternate outfit of the second half of Aliens of Vasquez. I have the battle damage version, or Game Over Man, of Mr. Bill Paxton. Please rest in peace. Fantastic actor. And First Hicks. He's pretty cool looking. Right there. Yeah. So, that is it for these 3 bookshelves. I'll go over the top now. But, yeah, oh, and here he couldn't fit with the rest of the Predator 1 stuff, but here's the quarter scale Dutch. Who, you know, I think this is the most accurate Arnold Schwarzenegger head sculpt NECA has ever done. Because even, I mean, their quarter scale Terminator ones, they were pretty good. They were pretty spot on, but I feel like it's more, I feel like it's easier for NECA to do Arnold Schwarzenegger from the 80s than the 90s when he's a little bit older. So this one's very, very, very accurate to the actor. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, he's the best, man. He's my favorite action star, like most people. Yeah, it was a great figure to have. Yeah. Alright, my camera's dying again. I'll have to cut, but this is it so far. I want to go over some of those posters up there, and of course my loose Kenner figures, but we actually do have some boxed vehicles, and a boxed figure, actually, which I'll go over. So, let's get into that now. Alrighty, so I'm up top now. Before I get into the figures up here, which are, I mean, they're all Kenner. They're all my old Kenner stuff. Most of it is stuff that I had when I was a kid, with a couple of exceptions, mainly all of the box stuff, which are pretty recent. And these, there's the Ghost Predator and the Warrior. The posters up here, I mean, this one in particular is pretty gosh darn old. It is, I mean, the current ones that they do have are probably, you know, they have probably, you know, 5 times more figures than are what are on these. So, but I mean, I keep it up here. It's pretty cool looking. You got the whole Lost Tribe and a couple of the Comic-Con exclusives, so to keep your collection up to date. And I'm actually missing a couple of those Wolf Predators. I'm working on getting my hands on them, but do have a Predator Hunters poster there and an Aliens Dead Orbit poster as well. Great comic books, by the way. For recent stuff, definitely worth checking out. Alright, so Ultimate Alien Hunter. Yeah, so I got this at WonderCon for 25 bucks. A booth had it, and it was in pretty good shape. I think this one has a Toys R Us sticker on it, if I'm not mistaken. It's probably like on the top of the box or something, but it does have it. I do have a mint in box Blade Fighter, mint in box Power Loader, and then the big one, the Evac. You know, and that one was pretty cool to own. One I didn't have when I was a kid, and it's got the KB sticker right there. Got that one at Comic-Con, and then here's the Hover Tread over there. Yeah, and I mean, I have a couple of the Hasbro Resurrection figures hanging out over here, and I'm not even gonna go over all this stuff. I mean, I got the Blade Fighter, I got Lava Planet Predator, I got Snake, the Ambush Predators, another Hover Tread, another Power Loader, and then all of these guys. He's particularly new. This guy right here from Hive Wars. And then I got the Queen back there with the whole little set. I got a pretty, I mean, this clan leader over here is actually in some pretty gosh darn good condition. And I have a couple more Hive Wars stuff. If you look over there, there's a newborn from Hasbro. Got the Flying Queen. I got some more Resurrection stuff right there. And just a lot of good stuff. And there's ATAX right there. And I got the 2-pack Alien right there. And I got a little evac right here, which is pretty cool. A bunch of accessories lying around, these giant face huggers, some Marines, more face huggers. I like these face huggers because they can actually wrap around faces. I hope NECA does that. I think they are actually, but we'll see. I got this little metal City Hunter right here. Actually, is it City Hunter? It's more so Jungle Hunter. And then got some more Resurrections or Hasbro stuff, and yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it's a fair Kenner collection. I'm going to step down off of this stepper. Yeah, and there it is. It's a cool setup. It's really, really messy. I get that, but eh. Here's a closer look. Some of this stuff. Got the Rhino Alien right here. It's also relatively new. I think that's the last one I opened up, actually. You got the Bishop, Dog Alien, or, I mean, not exactly a dog alien, but you know what I mean. And then there's a lonely Scorpion. There's a Scorpion here, and then where's the other one? There he is. One of the two explodes, because it had that little gimmick, which I don't even remember which one it was. But, okay, yeah, so that should actually wrap up these bookshelves here. And to tell you the truth, if I ever get one, I know I'm going to get more Kenner stuff. I don't know where I'm going to put it. Honestly, I really, really don't. Especially if I get more vehicles in box, which I do plan to. I don't know where it's going to go, honestly. But, oh well. Oh yeah, and another thing I forgot to mention was I got the split in half Bishop right there. It'd be cool to get even another Newt, so that, you know, because during the scene he kind of grabs onto her so she doesn't fly into space. But another thing I wanted to mention is back there, you probably can't see it, I'm using a background from the accessories pack for these gunners. So they all kind of match with each other. So yeah, I mean, that's how I'm compensating for dioramas, because obviously there are some great dioramas out there, not official, but people making them themselves, and they do great work, but space, right? And I realize I'm contradicting myself, because if NECA would release them, I would probably get them, but in reality, I have no clue where I would actually put these, honestly. But anywho, let's kind of move to the side of the room. Let me move this stepper out of the way. What's going on in this little corner? Well, I got a Prometheus poster, which is pretty cool. You know, nothing too fancy. And then up there, I have a Mint in Box Resurrection Ripley 8 from, obviously, Alien Resurrection by Hasbro. Also got the KB sticker, which is kind of cool looking. And what's all this? What is this giant stack of brown boxes? Those are all of my Hot Toys shippers, most of which from these guys over here. So I got all the Predator stuff, and I also have those shippers are from like the, what's his name, from the Wolf, and here from the Ripley and the Warrior down there. They're all empty, obviously. I have all the boxes on display, but all the plastic bags are in there and packaging material. And I stacked them up. They're held by friction with the pins, so that's fine. And I kind of covered them up a little bit from these with these panel bags. My sister got these for me at Hall H a couple years ago. Probably it was like, what, 2017, I'm guessing. And maybe 2018, I guess. But these are pretty cool. I think one of the straps ripped. I had to repair it. But they're okay. I didn't really have anywhere else to put them, and they're awesome, so I put them here. Alright. A buddy got this for me. This is actually a Loot Crate box that if you unfold it, obviously, it turns into a little AVP mini diorama. And it's pretty cool looking. Definitely complements the room. I have a lanyard right here from the Surreal Entertainment collector's box. And what's this? Oh yeah, this is again something my sister got for me many years ago. I was a little kid when I got this. I have two of these actually, and the handle ripped off of this one. This one right here is still in fairly good condition, and I thought, I don't know, just to pin it on the wall could look cool, take up some space, but it's pretty neat looking. And then down here I have, remember, I got an extra one, just in case. I mean, it looks kind of cool, so I just put it on the wall. I don't know when I'll end up using it, but we'll see. And here's that extra, the Predator cushion for your butt. And here is just some boxes, like some Funko Pops, 30th anniversary stuff, Hyatt Toys, Surreal Entertainment stuff, the Comic-Con exclusive Dutch and Hawkins, and some Kenner stuff, and all that. Nothing too crazy, so that's what's going on here. And then I have another Alien Resurrection newborn box. Again, I didn't really know where to put it because obviously space has been taken up here, so I just put it there. Not a big deal. That right there, the caution, do not open. Interstellar biosample inside by, of course, Super 7. An NYCC 2016 exclusive. This was actually the packaging for, let's see if I can get you in there. She's right there. The Bloody Queen. And that's a great figure, by the way. It's cool. It's very brittle, but I thought it looked cool, so put it on display. Do have more Super 7 stuff. Kept the packaging for these. I got both packs. So I have the standard colors, the yellow Power Loader, the black Alien Queen, and the yellow Alien Queen and the black Power Loader. So I thought those are pretty cool, and of course the Facehugger fan, if you want to call it that. Alright, then there is all this. Whew. This also took a while to set up. This is, well, there's a couple things going on here. For the most part, it's all Alien and Aliens stuff. These two bookshelves in particular are kind of like amalgams, again, of several sequences from the film. And this is a mix of Alien 1, 1979, Prometheus, 2012. Ooh, look at that. I got it listed. And Covenant, 2017. So, I do have the quarter scale prototype Big Chap Alien, a fantastic piece, a recent addition to the collection. Very, very cool. Absolutely thrilled to have it. She is gorgeous. Just look at that. Look at that. All that translucent plastic, it's fantastic. Then this is not the recent quarter scale Big Chap. This is the 2.0 version. The new one coming out is 3.0, but this one is also fantastic looking, very movie accurate. The new one, I guess, is a little bit more movie accurate as far as paint goes, but she's still gorgeous. The inner mouth is kind of flopping out. I gotta fix that. Yeah. And then this one is the 1.0 quarter scale Big Chap, which definitely an older figure, but still fantastic. You'll notice that she's a bit shorter than these guys. Even if you straighten out the legs, the thigh joints won't let her stand very well, even if she matches them, their size, so she'll topple on over, and getting her to stand isn't easy. But regardless of that, just check it out. For an older figure, fantastic. Great paint, great sculpting detail, very cool. And you'll notice the background are is the Nostromo from the packaging of these quarter scale figures. So I thought that complemented the shelf really nicely. Gives it a big presence, because if I back up, you know, this is kind of one of the main things you see. Kind of stands out, just three giant figures. And if we look at the minifigures, I mean, it's kind of a mess, but not too bad. One thing I want to mention here, this is the NECA LED alien egg, obviously, with the face hugger, and it can pop out, has like a action spring, and it works well as far as scale goes. This is pretty much quarter scale, so it's perfect. Very, very cool. Can basically say this is from the first movie. There's the face hugger that created the big chap. There you go. You know what? Let's actually start over here, because I have a few things I want to say here. This is the very first NECA alien big chap. You'll notice that the body mold is similar to her right here. And again, for an older figure, very well done. It was very well done for its time, and if somebody released it like this today, I don't think I'd be complaining, because very excellent figure. Enormous amount of detail. And one thing to note is that, I mean, yeah, these have better articulation, but they used a giant number of parts from this original one to build these. And this 2.0 version here. Now, of course, yeah, this has the updated joints, the paint is far better, but for the most part, they use a lot of the same mold. Yeah, so, should tell you something how good this one was for its time. And I kind of got them matching, so I got 1.0s and 2.0s. And let's get a closer look at this one here. Gorgeous piece. Can't wait to get the 40th anniversary version, both the quarter scale and the 7-inch. Oh, and speaking of which, check out this. Look what I've got in the mail. There we go. This piece is actually a lot more impressive in person. The paint is pretty gosh darn different than these guys here, but you'll see a separate video about that. Alright. At the back, you'll notice I have backgrounds from the Covenant boxes, which I did save. And I have the hologram versions of both types of engineers, suited and, of course, non-suited, from the hologram sequence from Prometheus. And then, yeah, this is the one with the crazy wiener accessory. You'll know what I'm talking about. I think this piece actually goes for quite a bit of money now. You got the battle-damaged engineer right over there. It's a very cool set of figures to own, and I really like the bendy legs too, so easy to pose around with. And then back there I have regular engineer, and then regular engineer suited. And then here's basically all my Prometheus figures, the majority of them. I have Elizabeth Shaw, Meredith Vickers, David, and ooh, I like to call this guy Babyface. If you didn't watch the deleted scenes from Prometheus, the original design for this guy was way cooler, but I'm still glad to have his figure. Looks cool. Great head sculpt, so very pleased to have it. This is from the Lost Wave, so it was the Meredith Vickers and Elizabeth Shaw. And Deacon, which again I heard goes for quite a bit of money these days, and he's a great figure. Definitely glad to have him in the collection. Really well done. And I got the canisters with the black goo, which is pretty cool. There's a flashlight, David's head from the final portion of Prometheus. Some extra accessories when they first discover the decapitated engineer. Bring him on board, remove the helmet, then like all the reflexes and the face kicks in, and it's a great piece. Made the scene come alive, so you can tell it's like this sculpt is based off the portion where it's starting to move its mouth and eyebrows and stuff. It was crazy. Then I do have some Alien Covenant eggs from the Covenant Creature Pack, which is pretty cool. Glad to have them as well. Here's the Haya Toys Neomorph. So this figure is especially cool. It also comes with a Covenant face hugger. This one's especially cool because if you own all of these guys, you can pretty much have every single evolution of the Neomorph. So, I mean, this one isn't a Neomorph, but I wanted to show him off. One of the first chest bursters. Pretty cool. Doesn't stand very well, but that's okay. And then I have these snakes from Prometheus here. I got the one without the mouth open, and then the mouth open with the eyes showing and all. And I have this extra Neomorph head sculpt on display. So I have final form Neomorph, early form, and this one, I mean, this one probably comes first than the, well, I don't know, because this one has the shorter head, but this can represent a pretty early version of the Neomorph as well. So, oh, and there's an even earlier one, which is pretty cool, covered in blood and all. And I love this one too, because it's also covered in blood. Basically, if you put blood on anything, it's gonna look badass. And I adore this Neomorph, by the way. Very well done figure. And of course, the most sought after Covenant figure, the Covenant Xenomorph, an absolutely beautiful piece. God, I love this thing. Definitely one of their best Xenomorphs. Very well done. And you can see mine doesn't stabilize too well. My joints are a bit loose, so I created a little rig from a coat hanger, and I just stuck it in the joint. It has a smooth tip. That sounds weird, so it doesn't scratch the paint. And yeah, that sounded weird. I apologize. But yeah, so that's the first thing. And to kind of go with it, I also have this Prometheus poster. This one's cool, and there's a couple things I want to say about this. First, yes, I know I need a whatchamacallit, a frame. But because this one's special, because this, only way to get this is if you were in the IMAX theater at midnight watching Prometheus. And I remember going with my brother, they handed this out, it was so effing cool. And no, I did not pin it in. It's again held by, because I plugged in these thumbtacks next to it, and the edges kind of keep it in place. So, no harm done. Yeah, and this is a great poster too. Not the best movie, but a very cool poster. And if I go back over here, here are the 4-pack buttons from the Surreal Entertainment box. Yeah. Alright. What's going on here? There's a lot going on here. You got a lot of Super 7 stuff, NECA, Hot Toys, Cinema Machines, whole 9 yards. Let's start with this. This was a Comic-Con exclusive some years ago by Super 7. This is their prototype warrior alien. Makes me wish I got 2, but again, I wasn't as big of an Alien Predator collector back then as I am now, so I got 1, but I'm very happy that I did. An excellent box, really awesome looking. Let's see if I can actually let's get some better light here. There's some stuff I want to show off. There you got a little, I forgot what these are the mini-mates. I forgot I think my brother or a friend got this for me, because I didn't pick it up myself. I think it came in a pack with one of theirs and they didn't need it, so they gave it to me. Yeah, and it's cool. I like them. The mini-mates, they got some pretty cool stuff. They got some cool licenses. One of the few companies that has Back to the Future too. You'll notice I have the 3 mint in box 30th anniversary Funko Pop aliens, or the big chap. So I got blue here. Very cool. Then I have just the standard black. Actually, no, this is the one with blood. Down there you can't see it too well. There is just the regular black version. Yeah. Alright, let me kneel down here. What's going on here? Here's a Super 7. I got this in a blind box from a friend. Actually, that blind box right there. Kept it on display. And I especially like this one because A, it glows in the dark, but B, matches her. So, I'm happy about that. This one has some damage. 30th or 40th anniversary Xenomorph keychain. Very cool looking. I have a NECA Jonesy. I have a 79 NECA Ripley. Pretty cool looking. And back there's a little card from the Chestburster sequence from 79 that I got from Fright Rags. Here is the 7-inch scale prototype Big Chap. I thought about putting her up there because of the quarter scale version, but then think about it. I got a prototype here, but if you go down here, I also have a prototype albino alien, so it kind of matches, you know. Back there, my brother got that for me. It's a little plaque of the big chap. I thought that was cool. Has a cool design, so got the egg back there and all. Here is the 79 alien with the Remembering a Classic little book. And this one makes sound too, that's pretty cool. I have the Nostromo pin here. And this one's cool because it was an exclusive at Comic-Con if you bought the Making of Alien book, which, a fantastic book. I recommend that. I very much recommend that. Here's another Jonesy, the non-angry version, because this is meant to be, I guess, from the Brett killing from the film. And then I have Dallas, got Kane and Lambert. And if you look closely back there, there's Lambert's extra head. See, I got him here. Look pretty cool. Of course, the Kane with the facehugger attached because they couldn't get the actor's license. But I hope they do all of these. Well, first off, I hope they do a Kane with the actor's face in both a suit and not a suit. I want all these guys without the suit too. Here's a Christmas ornament of the big chap. It's a cool little piece. Actually pretty gosh darn detailed for what it is. So, yeah. Back there you'll notice the giant retro case by Super 7, the alien one. Came with an exclusive figure. I forgot if it was him. If it was him, I think it was him. Because I think this is a more recent figure I picked up. Yeah. I have the Hot Toys 79 Ripley. She didn't actually hold all three things at once in the movie, but I wanted to show off all the accessories she came with. A great piece, and her box right there with the spacesuit Ripley, and she's got the grappling hook right there. I kind of want to put the extra accessory that comes with the grappling hook on display, but if I stand up, Cinema Machines, NECA, the the final sequence pod, where of course Mrs. Ripley threw the gosh darn alien out the airlock. A fantastic piece. I unfortunately don't own the Derelict and the APC, which I do want to pick up, but they go for some money now. Back there is a Toys R Us exclusive Kane with the facehugger attached. Friend got that for me, I think on Christmas. So it's very cool. Of course, Toys R Us, you know, sad, but that's the way it is. Now this here is interesting. This is what do they call it? Just the Nostromo crew, okay. But this has who's in there. You got Kane, Dallas, and Lambert. This was actually a Super 7 exclusive at Designer Con 2016, maybe, I want to say. And it's a cool set. I'm glad I have it. This was a Comic-Con 2018, I think 2018 exclusive Super 7 Alien muscle case, or jar. And this one's cool, because if you look at the top, it's got the alien head. Or the chest burster, I mean. And then here's all the figures that came with it. You got the egg, the face hugger, you got Brett, Kane, Lambert. Of course, Kane has the face hugger because licensing. Big chap. I can't. Oh, is that Lambert? Then who was? Oh, there's Kane. So, I guess licensing wasn't an issue. Because if you can tell from that angle, something's popping out of his chest. That's a stupid statement, I guess, licensing, because you can't even tell who these are, right? Got Ripley, and yeah, Lambert, big chap. This is pretty cool. I got this as well, little pin. Gorgeous little thing. And here is the kind of like a translucent Super 7 alien, and then the exclusive. Is it though? Because now, okay. Actually, this one was the exclusive, because this one right here is the loose version of the standard Big Chap right here. Super 7 Big Chap, who is backwards in his box, which I thought was kind of funny. And there's a standard Funko Big Chap with the black dome. And yeah, I think that does it for this shelf. So I'm glad that it turned out pretty well. Little 1979 alien shrine, and it definitely matches what is to come down here, which I'll get to in a minute. But very happy with how that turned out. And before we get into this shelf, kind of want to show this off here. So NECA, they did a life-size replica facehugger, which I did pick up, of course, right here. They also did a life-size egg, which was, I mean, I want to say out of my budget, it's $500, and I don't have a issue dropping $500 on something. I work, I can save up, but I don't have the space for the egg. Maybe one day, but this is an excellent figure, a replica, and the tail's bendy, goes all the way back there. And then here's the Super 7 little bucket right here. This one's pretty cool. I left the tag on because I thought it looked cool. And then inside, sorry Dutch, all the NECA Kenner and regular Kenner, whatchamacallits, comic books in there. Well, there you go. Stay. Whew. Then there's all this. Yeah, I mean, we have a lot going on here. Starting here, we have the Hot Toys Aliens Warrior Alien, and I got the battle damage effects on her right here. So that's a really nice piece. Glad to have it. Here I got the little face huggers in the, I want to call them pods, but you know what I mean, from, you know, the testing chambers. And these light up too, so they're pretty cool. I got one face with its like innards facing us, and then one not facing us. And then I got the Rebecca Jordan little plaque, or the picture that she had in the movie, which was a Comic-Con exclusive if I'm not mistaken. Alright. Then I got the Hadley's Hope NECA 2-pack. I have the Carter Burke right here. That's a great likeness, by the way. That's actually one of their better likenesses. This looks basically exactly like him. I was very impressed. The lighting's terrible right now, but if you own this figure, you know what I'm talking about. And then the Hadley's Hope Alien, the one that got him. And she's kind of just holding on to the little door flap here and ready to strike. Again, kind of like my amalgam of what happened to Carter Burke. And then I got the James Cameron Marine, another great piece. I thought it complimented the shelf. And I actually have the, there we go, that came within the slate. One sec, there we go. James Cameron, Aliens. Then I got a Warrior Alien skull right there. Came in a 2-pack, I think, was something many years ago. And then back there, it's hard to tell. I do have a in-box, man, you really can't tell what's going on there. It's a reaction figure set of a Ripley in the power loader with the Queen, which you can't see because of the glare, but that's pretty cool. I have the NECA Ultimate boxes for the blue and brown alien. They're empty because obviously I got the figures on display. I have the Comic-Con exclusive Super 7 Queens. I got the orange and the blue. And that little guy right there, that buddy of mine gave that to me. Very cool. Like I mentioned before, the empty box, or the empty box of these guys right here. And then an in-box version because I thought those looked really cool. As I mentioned, the albino alien prototype, very cool piece. I got some of the Mega Construx Warriors aliens, so I got the one with blood, without blood, and then their little face hugger accessories. I wanted to get a couple Marines to actually make those face huggers come to use, because I never saw them in store. And then here, so, I mean, as far as the egg case goes, this came in 2 colors, black and vanilla. I kind of want the vanilla one too, but this is really cool, especially what's on the top of it, all the logos and stuff. And this is how you get the closed version of the eggs, by the way. Only way to get them, but yeah, so I guess those are exclusive, right? Someone got this for me for Christmas or birthday some years back. It is the, is that a queen? Yeah, I think it's a queen watch. It tells time on its chest. And then I got the graphic novels, the original Aliens comic series, and Dead Orbit. So I got the hardcovers for those. And did I miss anything? No, I think that pretty much does it for this. Yeah. So let me stand back up. Blech. And that's that. So let me fix the light now so I don't melt all the figures. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Definitely looks pretty gosh darn cool. And again, it has a pretty strong presence in the room, especially with the giant face hugger and the bucket down there. So I am certainly quite happy with this. Alrighty, next up is the Blu-ray rack. So I'm going to turn this off so you can get a better look. I mean, it has comics too and DVDs and stuff, and yeah, I know the actual rack itself it's out of place. It is brown. It's actually, I pulled it out of my family room, our family room, and not a fan of the color. Obviously I need to get a new one. It's just a placeholder, preferably something black so it'll at least match the shelf if anything. But this is where I keep some knickknacks and the Blu-rays and stuff. So let's start from down here, because I feel like sitting down. I'm lazy. Well, what's happening down here? So this is a coin bank, and it's pretty cool. Definitely like it. Very stylish. I don't keep anything in here, but it's a cool little knickknack. Thought it was neat, and it has a nice presence. This is also a coin bank, a Thermal Vision Jungle Hunter Predator. Pretty sweet looking. And right over here, yeah, here's the Chia Pet Predator, of which I have not done the actual Chia work on it. I don't know if I ever will. Maybe if I'm extraordinarily bored, one day I will. But for now, it's just a cool little novelty item that sits down here. Alright, bottom shelf. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this and this out of the way so we can get a better look. Alright, what's going on down here? So, I have a coffee mug. It's pretty simple. Just says Alien with some background of some stars and stuff and deep space. Pretty neat. This is a 3-pack. I don't think this was an exclusive to anything. It was on sale on Big Bad. So I picked it up. Has, man, who's in there? Yeah, I mean, I know Parker and Brett are in there, but it looks like it's Big Chap with blood spots. So there you go. Even on the inner mouth, which I thought was cool. This Aliens Ooze canister I actually found in my garage, of all places. I do not know how it got there. Actually, is this... What's in there? I'm curious... because I know it's probably as hard as a rock now. Here, one sec. Dear Lord, Mother of F... I don't even... I don't even know if that's the ooze or if that's just like a piece of chicken. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, it's not what you think it is. I assure you that. I don't know. Oh my god, it's all over me now. Oh my god, it has rotted to oblivion. Dear Lord, I am never gonna open that again. I haven't opened it until literally right now. I kind of regret that I did. Alright, above there, this is a pretty cool thing. This is a set of Alien Covenant pins. that I got at a Comic-Con in, it was either 2016 or 2017, the year. Actually, no, it was 2016, because Covenant came out in like May or March of 2017 or something like that. But yeah, and I've kept them on card. Because I actually have a double up here. I want to put them on my jacket, but I'm too lazy for right now, and I want to secure them there so they don't get lost. And here are the pins from that same 4-pack of pins I showed you a couple minutes ago from the Surreal Entertainment pack or box. And this, well, this is actually part of that cup over there. These cups are not well made, I can tell you that for sure. It is also part of the Surreal Entertainment stuff, and it broke off. I have an extra one down there, which is still intact, but this one broke off, and I mean, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, it's not manufactured very well, but it's a cool little prop that just sits here. So I'm happy about that. You know, you gotta take the negatives and make them into positives. You know how it is. That's some life advice for you kids. Okay, what do we got going on here? I have some alien egg salt shakers, open and closed. Pretty cool looking. 2 more of those pins. And actually, what do these pins say? So you got the face hugger, get away from her, you bitch, and a little chest burster right there. And what does this one say, actually? Already forgot. Game over, man. Game over, man. Rip Bill Paxton. He was a great actor. It's a shame, but I have another alien mug. Sorry, up here. This one's definitely my favorite one that I have. Very cool. Got the eggs down there and all. Here's another triple pack that I got off a sale on Big Bad. So I have Dallas and I have Lambert, obviously, and another bloody, whatchamacallit, Big Chap. This one doesn't have the open mouth one. This is the one that does, so it's just another variant. Like I said, the doubles of the Covenant stuff, and that's that. Moving up here, I got some games. So first off, you'll notice the statue from Aliens Colonial Marines. Fantastic piece. Very glad I own it. Very cool. And so what do we got here? So I have some PC games. I have the Alien Trilogy. I have the original Aliens vs. Predator. I have Colonial Marines for PS3. I have Isolation for PS4. Aliens vs. Predator for PS3. Isolation for PS3. Concrete Jungle, Predator Concrete Jungle for PS2. Another Aliens vs. Predator for only for 360, Colonial Marines for 360, Colonial Marines for PC, and last but not least, Aliens vs. Predator Steelbook for 360, and this one is gorgeous. This one's a gorgeous piece. Gonna get the back there too. Very pretty looking. So I'm very happy to have it. Let's put you back. Come on. There you go. Alright. Let me get up on my knees here. More DVDs and Blu-rays. So I have on DVD the Alien Legacy, a very cool pack. A buddy of mine gave this to me for my birthday. I think I mentioned this in a video. Chest burster. Quarter scale. Basically works as a quarter scale, so it's cool. It's all bloody. I have from Surreal Entertainment the Alien Queen pin, or I'm sorry, the keychain. This is a thing my friend got for me. Got the AVP and the cute facehugger pins. And this I got from Fright Rags. It's magnetized, so you can. Oh, I might actually even keep it like that, and it's kind of cool. It's a pin. And I have the original Predator on DVD. I got 2 variants. Covers are variants. Predator 2. And then, which one was this? Was this this is the Walmart exclusive The Predator Blu-ray Collector's Edition. So that's pretty cool. Alright, last but not least, what we got here? Back there I have the Alien fan gift set for Covenant. Blu-ray packaging. Had the comes with a t-shirt. Lots of comic books. I have Deadliest of the Species, Defiance, Predator Hunters, Aliens vs. Predator, Fire and Stone, Prometheus. I think this is Life and Death. Batman vs. Aliens 2, got all 3 issues. And then issue number something, I think issue 2 maybe? No, issue 1 of Batman vs. Predator 1. I have the Alien Isolation adapted novel. Right there is, this came with the Aliens vs. Predator 360 Collector's Edition. It's a little comic. I have the Predator novel. I have the Alien Anthology on Blu-ray. The book set for the Predator. I have the Deadpool Predator thing. This version of the 40th Anniversary Alien Steelbook. Alien Covenant Steelbook. Predator 3 movie collection Steelbook. This I haven't even unboxed yet. I'm making a video about this. The Alien 6 film collection Steelbook. Gorgeous packaging, or gorgeous variant, I mean. Alien Covenant, standard Blu-ray. Prometheus, standard Blu-ray. AVP 2004, standard Blu-ray. Requiem, regular Blu-ray. And the Ultimate Hunter Edition Predator. And then here's a little, you can tell there's an alien engraved there. It's just to take notes and stuff. Like a little booklet. Journal, I guess. And yeah, I think I pretty much went through what I wanted to go through. One thing I wanted to show, oh yeah, here's the variant I wanted to show you. There you go. Alright. So yeah, that's what I have going on here in this corner, and we are going to put these back right here. Blech. Gotta keep the room nice and tidy. There we go. Alright, what's happening down here? You know, I apologize for the poor lighting. One way we can actually fix this, please work. There we go. So here, I should have done this from the beginning. Shoot. Alright, down here, what's happening? I have a bobblehead of, it's pretty old too, probably like 15 years already, of the Alien Queen from Aliens. My brother gave this to me. Here is that, of course, that Super 7 Bloody Queen. A friend of mine gave this to me. It's from a loot crate. Pretty cool. Got the alien with the facehugger as a dog, taking a wee-wee on a fire hydrant. And back there is the broken cup. Up here, a very old bobblehead of the big chap from Alien. Back there, actually that one's actually probably the broken cup. And if you can tell, there are all my chopsticks. I have two chest bursters, 2 face huggers, 2 big chaps. And then I found this at a swap meet, or my brother did actually. It's a Starlog magazine from very, very long ago. Clearly it was for promotion of the film, and I gotta get a case for it. Yeah, so that's what's going on there. And then I got the stuffies. This one's funny. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Oh no. Oh my gosh. He's okay. He'll pull through. He'll pull through. I don't know why I did this. Okay. And then there's the recent one. I think this was in a video. It's a plushie. Found it at Target. So, there you go. Alright. I'm gonna stand up. Let's turn this off. Let's turn this one back on. Okay. The actual lights. So, first off, I have this. It's from the NECA. It's a NECA Predator accessory set. I got the skin body, kind of just hanging off the lamp here. I have these stuffies of a chestburster alien. and a chest burster queen, actually. That's a pretty unique piece to have. Excellent. Another one of those Surreal Entertainment lanyards. Pretty cool. Comes with this little doohickey right here. And what else is going on here? That's pretty much it. I'll go over these lights in a second. Up here, I got this little keychain from Surreal Entertainment, the Queen. And then here's a 3D magnet, I believe, of a Queen as well, from Aliens. Someone got that for me for Christmas, so there you go. Alright, this is, like I mentioned early in the video, actually did I? I don't even remember. But this is what you normally see. So you have the beach towel here from Alien vs. Predator, gifted to me by my sister, alongside actually this here and that right there. But this is pretty gosh darn cool, works perfectly for my reviews. I chose this one because of just the logo itself. I mean, AVP, Alien, Predator, so it kind of encompasses everything I talk about, right? So it's a pretty cool background. I have an L-shaped desk here that I got 4 years ago, maybe a little less. And it's done me justice, so I'm happy with that. I got this from a friend on Christmas a couple of years ago. Just a standard turntable, very, very helpful. Definitely like this. People have been recommending to get the automatic ones. Just press a button, it does it by itself. And I've been thinking about that. I really have. It would be convenient, as well as to have one that's actually flat. Because, I mean, when you have boxes on this, obviously it works perfectly fine. That's that. But when you have a figure and it's not a flat ground, and the figure itself just does have trouble standing, kind of like her, the newborn, then you'll have issues. But besides that, it's not a big deal. Not the end of the world, you know. Yeah, and this I have extras. So I have the background of the Betty right here, and the newborn, and Ripley 8. By no means in final poses. I was just messing around with it. So I just put it here. And I probably won't even keep it here because it's a review table. Takes too much space, right? Yeah. Okay. Then there's all this. Here's all the Kenner stuff that I kind of previewed early on in the video. And a lot of this came from, actually probably most of it, now that I think of it, came from my brothers. So, you probably saw a good majority of this in my Mega Haul Part 1. I never made a Part 2. I have to, but I have to remember what he got me, because I picked up, I basically looted my entire brother's Alien Predator collection, because he's mostly a Masters of the Universe collector these days, and he was letting go of them, so I ran in. Yeah. Alright. Let's start here. So, we got Stalker Predator, Clan Leader, who's awesome, one of my favorites, Lava Planet, I believe this is Night Storm, and then Cracked Tusk. And then up there, if I can get, hold on, it's a Wild Boar, but yes, I have Wild Boar, Ripley, Apone, I have Hicks, and Drake. Up there is Atax, another Ripley, which I actually do want to open. This is Bishop, right? Yeah, that's Bishop. I actually, early on in the video, I think I called, where is he? I think I called him Bishop. But no, that is not Bishop. I actually have him carded right up there, Integer 3. So, there you go. But going back, I have two Ataxes? Yeah, I guess I do. And then, I forgot which queen that is. I think that's with a black dome. There's two of them. And then there is another, what's his name? Hicks. Or Space Marine. Alright, I have a flying queen right here. This one's pretty cool. My brother found this for me at a swap meet. It is the overseas Kenner stuff that never really made it to America. So it's got like, this one's cool. It has like the electronic features and stuff. So and I have it held in place here. No, I didn't pin it through for all you crazy nuts out there. Alright, over here I got Arachnid. I have another Alien Queen. This has the black dome, so I'm guessing that one up there had the silver dome. I have another Bishop. I have, let's get the glare out of the way, Bull Alien right there. And I got Cougar, or Night Cougar, I guess. Snake Alien, classic, of course, Rhino. Up there I got another Drake, yet another Ripley, a Warrior Alien. I love that gosh darn thing. I want to find one loose. Never had one loose as a kid. And of course the, you know, and that one's pretty cool. Do I have this? They made a Kenner one, right? Yeah, they did. So, the Queen Facehugger is pretty cool. They actually made two Queen Facehuggers. There's one right here, and one right there. Alright. And of course, Integer 3. Yeah, I have all the Hive Wars stuff here. Got the Warrior Alien, Recon, Warrior Predator, and Acid Alien. This was all gifted to me on my birthday by a friend. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate it. This is a Halloween decoration, but I use it as my little homage to an engineer skull from Fire and Stone, or Life and Death, whatever you want to call it. Two cute plushies. Got the Predator, the Facehugger. Facehugger actually has a face, but it looked weird, so I just turned it around. And yeah, and then I got this little hand cloth gifted to me by a friend. Appreciate it. Let it hang there. Looks pretty cool. And then you get into the good stuff. All of this, all of the Kenner stuff. So you'll notice that this is not the one that's available to everyone. This street diorama. I picked up at Comic-Con the whole Ninja Turtles set, which came with this particular diorama. It's got the Foot Soldier clan writings all over it, but I thought to myself, you know, I mean, it's pretty cool. It obviously matches my 90s Ninja Turtles stuff, but I don't have the biggest Ninja Turtle collection. And even though they look pretty gosh darn cool and I bought it for them, I wanna test the waters. Let's see what happens when I put some Alien and Predator stuff in. Originally I wasn't even gonna keep it like this, but it's grown on me. It really has. So down here got Ghost, Stalker, and then of course you got the clan leader here, which is gorgeous. Part of his staff actually broke off here, and I'm gonna need to fix that. I'm blanking on this guy's name, this armored predator. It's at the back of my mind. I don't know why I'm not remembering, but for all you pred heads out there, remind me. Alright, and then you got Lava Planet is one of the cooler ones that I have. I will admit that. It's very cool looking. And then you got Warrior from Hive Wars, obviously. Very cool looking. Nightstorm. Actually, that's not Night, because Nightstorm, I don't think they've done a Nightstorm. Have they? Because Nightstorm over here, let me see. Yeah, because they use the Berserker mold for two of these, for this guy here and this guy over here. So I got them mixed up easily. All those colors. You got Mantis Alien. You got the Aliens vs. Predator 2-pack Alien. Apone, Scorpion, Snake Alien, Warrior Blue Alien. You got the Ripley here. And of course, Gorilla Alien. And we're still waiting on Rhino. Renegade, I just mentioned him. Ambush, Crack Tusk, and yeah, I did it again. This is from the, I believe, from the 2-pack as well. But yeah, I did that for him as well. So there you go. Back there I have, because originally he broke, and this is the broken one. I went ahead and stole my brother's, and I fixed him up. So, well, it wasn't broken in the first place. That one broke, but he's fixed up. I glued them together. This, I have the gigantic Blade Fighter, an excellent piece. I'm still looking for the box, and I got the Viper Predator right here, who is gorgeous. Very glad to have him. Very happy. Alright, oh, I forgot to mention, here's the, of course, the Queen Facehugger, the mini Queen Facehugger, and the one that came with, I believe this one came with the Gorilla Alien, the little blue Facehugger here. There you go. Yeah, and of course the beloved Alpaca sits there, and some trash cans, which I thought complemented the, the display nicely. Alright, over here, I have some backgrounds from several of my Kenner Homage NECA aliens. I have a Berserker skull, or helmet right there, keychain, and an Alien 3 keychain. And then I have mint on card, Alien Club exclusive purple alien, and then the on card Vasquez Space Marine, again, Alien Club exclusive. She is definitely one of my grail items because she's very hard to get. Not even, like, forget price, she's not common anymore, even on the eBays over there. Not many of her left, so one day she'll be gone. This is a really, really old catalog action figure guide. Got some Alien Predator stuff in there. Got the, because I have him or her loose, so I put her background in this little card thing here on display. And she's gorgeous, by the way. Very cool. Got the clan leader box back there. And yes, I did pick up 2 laser shots. One fully armored, ready to kick ass, and one just chilling. Ready to... He's gonna do something, but he's waiting, you know. And I got their respected boxes in the background. So, lots of Kenner stuff. I'm a big fan of the Kenner stuff, as you can tell. So, and it's still growing. It's getting there. I definitely need more mint on card Kenner Predators. Haven't come across too many. They're not impossible to get. A lot of this is relatively cheap, minus, you know, a couple. There are a couple exceptions, but for the most part, it's not impossible to get all the old Kenner Alien Predator stuff. Yeah. Alright, so that's that. I'm going to take a short break now, because I need a water break, and then we're going to check out what's going on here with the lighting equipment, camera equipment, tripods, all that, and then we'll get into the good stuff, the hot toys, and all that. So, see ya in a quick second. Alrighty folks, I am back after a short, well, not short, it's been like 5 hours, hey, well, after a water break, let's just call it that. One thing I actually brought back here that I forgot to is this cool alien cup. It's styled like the Nostromo, and I got coffee in it at the moment, but you could tell that there is a chest burster in there. So, yeah, I'm a coffee freak, by the way. I definitely drink more than I should, but what can you do? Okay, so let us talk the lighting that I use for my video. For the first, I'd say 5 years that I've been doing YouTube videos, and yeah, I've been on this channel for about 7 or 8, not doing Predator Alien stuff, everything else, but I always struggled with lighting, and eventually I just decided, you know what, let's try one of these professional lighting kits, but I bought these off of Amazon. It was about 40 bucks. It came with 2 large ones that you see here. This one doesn't have the bulb in it, and of course they are adjustable, and it comes with actually a shortened one, which is about half the size of these. The reason you're not seeing it is because I actually dismantled most of it and hung this part on my wall, which is the part that I use to do my news videos, thoughts on, and all that stuff. so it works pretty well. And one of the bulbs actually broke on me. It was my bad, it fell. So I been interchanging between this one and this one. I need to buy another one. I've just been lazy. But yeah, so this one is it's caveman style. I literally wrapped a metal coat hanger around it and on it here and just plugged in all the wire against the wall. And that's that. And they came with, you'll see down here, let me actually take a seat here. They came with 2 white umbrellas, which are the ones I do use. It also came with a black one and a case with some extra little pieces that you can attach that I don't use too often, but they're there in case I ever need them. So this set, I mean, it's decent. They're supposed to last, people say, a couple of years, and so far, besides that bulb, which again was my fault, it's been doing well. So yeah, down here I keep the case. I got my Nintendo Switch bag, the umbrellas, of course. This I just haven't found a place for. It is very old and it is falling apart, and I just don't have the space for it at the moment. So he kind of just hangs out down here and greets me. Nothing too crazy, but there you go. It's a cool face hugger mask. I recommend it. It's not the greatest quality, but it's cool. And apparently they still make it, which I was surprised. So I think it's even probably on like Big Bad. I don't know. Down here is where I keep all my extra tripods. I have a bunch of them. Here's the actual tripod that I use for my videos. This one's pretty recent. This one I've been using for, gosh, basically on near the entire length I've had this channel, and this one's literally a 20-year-old tripod. It is a 20-year-old tripod, and he did the job. He's clunky. I had to put some extra screws in there, as you can tell, and he does the job. I was proud of him. He lasted as long as he needed to last. So, and down here's, you know, wires, charging stuff, and all that. Had to run wires all throughout this desk, so that wasn't the fun part. But yeah, that is essentially the setup. It's nothing crazy, and you know, I'm not too picky. I don't have a special chair or anything like reviewers typically have. This one's probably like a 15-year-old chair that I found in our garage and whatever, so I keep my signature jacket on it, of course. And people like, they always ask me where I got this jacket. I got this jacket nearly 3 years ago at a Target, and this is back when Target sold a variety of brands, not just Goodfellow, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But this is a jacket by Jackson, and it's literally my favorite thing in the universe. I wear this wherever I go, to work, wherever. It's my bread and butter. So, it's my baby. Alright, and I got the butt cushion, of course. So, yeah, that's that for the desk. Again, nothing too insane, but it suffices for me. And I think it's good enough quality for my reviews and everything. But moving on over here. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. First up, recently I don't really throw away any of the NECA boxes or pretty much any merchandise that I get that's related to these franchises. I kind of keep it. You never know when it might come in handy. So I thought this looked cool. I just kind of jammed it in between these desks. So it's the prototype alien. This is a cookie jar down here. Let me actually, there we go. Yeah, I don't keep cookies in it. I don't know how to make cookies. It's the job of my mom and my sister, because I don't know how for the life of me. I don't think I can even make a sandwich. It's gonna end up on the ceiling somehow. But so what's going on here on this table? Lots of stuff. I have a couple of different themes, one of which you might notice is Aliens versus Predator. We got all this stuff, which I'll get into in a minute. Then, of course, all of the Hot Toys figures from Predators. And yes, I know, I need Berserker. He's expensive these days, so I'm patient, but eventually I'll get him. And then I have, ooh, this is from the old days as a Predator collector. These are all, this is basically the evolution of NECA's Jungle Hunter. I have a lot of them. Yeah, I think Jungle Hunter is probably the Predator I own the most of, just because I got every single edition that NECA put out, from 1.0s to 2.0s to 3.0s, and in each of those O's there was different variants. Masked, unmasked closed mandibles, unmasked open mandibles. It was ridiculous. So if we look here, this one is one of the oldest ones. You can tell the joints are ancient, but very well done for what it was. Then I got the same one here, only closed mandibles. One of these was in a 2-pack, I think, by the way. I think it may have been him, actually. I'm not too certain, because I think he was individually carded back in the day, the open mandibles one. And they're all brilliant. Again, this was the baseline for Predator collecting, Alien Predator collecting, whatever, and most of the parts on these guys are used to this very day on Predator figures, so there you go. This is when they began to put the meat on the bones with the updated leg joints. So you can tell they started using the ball joints, and I'm curious, did they have double joints? No, I think, yeah, they started using double joints for the knees, if I'm not mistaken. Now I'm curious. Yeah, double joints. There we go. Yeah, because these had the single jointed ones. And same thing goes for this one. Unmasked, open mandibles, so yeah. This one has some trouble standing. There we go. Alright. You'll also notice I have some Funko Pops. Here is the Fugitive Red Predator. That was some kind of Target exclusive, I think. Thermal Vision Hound. And then here are some Jungle Hunters that I got as gifts. I think one of these was a Hot Topic exclusive back in the day. I think it may have been you. And then Cloaked Fugitive. Yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest Funko Pop collector. They have their place in here. I really just get the ones I like. I'm not a hardcore collector of them like I am the NECA stuff. I see the appeal in them, but again, you know, to each their own, I guess. I just get the ones that I pretty much like. Like those alien ones. Those are the ones I like the most. But yeah. Part of that panel that my sister went to, she got me the Predator hand sanitizer. And so they just sit here and they just hang out. There you go. I have the NECA Cinema Machines P1 ship. The Jungle Hunters ship from the beginning of the film. A brilliant piece. Definitely one that complements the Predator 1 collection. Beautiful piece. Gorgeous. Here's some extra Dutches. You know, they made just a ridiculous amount of Dutches. So here you have the green shirt underneath the green vest. And then here you have just the black vest on. And if we go back here, here's the fully clothed one from towards the beginning of the film. Obviously thermal vision, and then the mud version, and then and of course the one where, you know, at the very end of the movie, which I showed off. And then we have Jungle Briefing Dutch, which definitely goes for some money. I took Dylan's arm out of the box. I need to find some way to tape it to some kind of pillar so it looks like he's grabbing onto his arm like in the movie. There you got the gorilla map, the folder for the file for the mission, and then his rifle back there. And of course you have the background of the office where General Phillips and Dylan and Dutch meet and talk and discuss their doom. And here is an extra reissued Ultimate Jungle Hunter just for the hell of it, and a mask from that same Jungle Hunter. He's just hanging out here. Over here, much like those alien bobbleheads, this is a Predator bobblehead that's quite old, but very, very cool. Got a classic Jungle Hunter. Excellent. Behind him is the Aliens vs. Predator 360 Collector's Edition. Here. There it is. And atop it, an extra Pred Alien, closed mandibles. I don't have the open mandibles one, so I have two of these. But very cool. And it complements the AVP display here. Because, yeah, I mean, I have the Predator 1 Ultimate Jungle Hunter box, but here I have the Queen Alien from Alien vs. Predator 2004 film. You still have the chains attached and all that good stuff. The base is gorgeous, and I actually showed this off on a live stream, but this is number, there it is, 4,752 out of 5,000. So, ooh, there you go, darling. Got a Predator 1, Dorbs. Again, not big on the Dorbs, but a friend got this for me for Christmas, and it's a Toys R Us exclusive. Glows in the dark, so it's very, very cool. Thank you. You know who you are. And then these old McFarlane little displays. So here we have Celtic versus Grid. Then we have the Alien Queen from Alien vs. Predator. Great piece. Very, very detailed, and I love the paintwork on it. Moving here, we have the San Diego Comic-Con 2019 exclusive bag clips from the first AVP. So you have the Queen, a glow-in-the-dark egg, and the Elder Predator. Thinking about getting another one of these to actually use, not keep in the box. These are the Comic-Con, I think it's 2017, it might be 2018, exclusive Alien vs. Predator little, I guess you can call these, no, these aren't exactly Dorbs. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're the glow-in-the-dark Scar, and I guess this is pretty much Grid Alien. And this guy, again, I forgot the name of this series, but it's Scar. There you go. Where did I get this one? I think a friend also gave me this one too. I've done so much trading over the years that I've just lost count. And then here's the cool thing. I traded this with my brother. He lost the staff to this particular Predator, but it's not the end of the world. I think it's so cool just to have a little display of that, basically that crucial scene in that movie with the Pred Alien being born, and it has some pretty gosh darn good detail. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this is McFarlane Toys, so you know that they're on top of it. So very pleased to have that. And I have 5 minutes or 4 minutes left on my camera, so I'll just go over these. I have the Hot Toys Tracker Predator with the Hound, a gorgeous piece with this lovely, this actually came with Falconer, this piece right here, the Jungle Hunter head, skull, I mean. That came with my Aliens vs. Predator Xbox 360 Collector's Edition. It's a little card, lenticular. Of course, the Hot Toys Falconer, each with their respected boxes behind them. And of course, the Falcon itself. Gorgeous piece. The big man himself, the classic Predator from Predators. A very, very hard piece to come by these days. I was not able to get the exclusive version, but this will suffice. It's a gorgeous piece, and unlike these who are basically falling apart because of those leather straps, he's in 100% excellent condition. So definitely favorite of mine. Definitely. I was thinking about getting a kit to make him Jungle Hunter accurate, but I'm not sure about it. The price is might be a bit too high for me. And of course Noland from Predators, the Lawrence Fishburne character, who's also great. I love the parts he has on this. So many references to the films. It's great. And yeah, so that's pretty much what's on the top of this table. I'm gonna have to book it really quick to empty out the card onto my computer, and then we're gonna move on to what in the F is happening all down here. So stay tuned. So starting off, here are the Mad Balls. I think these were a Best Buy exclusive a couple of years ago. So I got the Predator, Jungle Hunter, whatever you want to call him. I got Brett with the what's its face, the face hugger, and then I got the Xenomorph, which they're all pretty cool. I really hope that because I know NECA is bringing back the Mad Balls. They're doing a couple horror figures, or horror Mad Balls, I mean. And I hope they do more of something like this. I'll definitely buy their horror ones, or at least the ones I want. I don't know which ones specifically they're doing. I'm guessing Pennywise, since that's the hottest thing right now. If they do a Tim Curry Pennywise, I might do that. But, alright, what's going on here? So, this is kind of how I have the bulk of my accessories organized. I got this from a Home Depot about a year ago, and I mean, it served me well. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it's a fine placeholder, and I just labeled all of them very poorly. I mean, it works okay just because if you really look at it, if you really look at my collection, the majority of the accessories are already displayed. So in here are just I mean, like for example, Ripley's extra arms and stuff like that you just cannot put on display. So there's not a whole lot. So this works just fine. In fact, I put so many of the comic book accessories on display that I have an extra one available right here. So whenever we get, actually, now I think of it, I can put some of the laser shot stuff in here since they're still with the figures up there. But on this, I do have it's a pretty old set by McFarlane Toys. It is just an Alien vs. Predator. Got the Jungle Hunter and the Big Chap. It's funny because I was watching, I don't know if anybody watches his channel, Outside the Box Reviews. He actually reviewed the base itself, not the actual figures, and he showed that it has a light up feature, and I had no idea. I did not know this thing had a light up feature, to tell you the truth. I don't know how I missed it, and ironically, the batteries are still just fine this thing, and it lights up perfectly. So there you go. I gotta glue back the plasma caster. It did fall off, but besides that, they're in pretty good shape. And behind them, I do have that Russian doll set, which I'll show later because I have one in box and one to mess around with. So there you go. Over here, I mean, I don't think there's any need to show anything off. I just keep supplies in here. Measuring tape, that'll, stuff I need. Some stuff for my reviews. Here I have like the Chia Pet thing, and I keep some of like the free download apps things and instructions and Blu-ray cards and all that. There you go. And then I actually have an old school sunspotreviewz camera back there. What's going on in here? Here is just a giant mess of God knows what. I actually keep a couple of the backgrounds from some stuff in here as well, which I need to put in here because that's actually where I keep them. I forgot that I put it in here. So there you go. And yeah, so here are the whatchamacallit, the mystery boxes by Surreal Entertainment, and actually, let's remove this. I try to have them in with different images. There we go. So I keep Hot Toys and Hiya Toys accessories in here, and very fragile NECA accessories like extra shurikens and stuff. In here, I believe I keep the backgrounds and stuff from NECA boxes, and then down here, this is the one still mint in box. And then, of course, here's my Predator beanie from Fright Rags, which I just set up there. And I won't show all of it, but under the desk, there's just a million boxes, whether it's NECA or whatever else. It's all packed really nicely and tight. So there you go. And lastly here, I got this this case or this box from a Target. I think I wanted to get a proper cardboard, a comic book box, but as a placeholder, honestly, this works just fine considering these are all the Alien Predator or AVP comics I have actually physical. I'm still collecting them, and then I keep a couple of Kenner back cards back there. So there you go. And then here is the Aliens vs. Predator 360 Collector's Edition Facehugger. And if you watch that video, you'll know that the tail separated. Came out that way. It's kind of a defect that came with a lot of the figures. Or a lot of the sets, rather. So, yeah, I mean, that's what's going on here. Let me back up. And there you go. So, I tried to make it as pretty as I can. Think it turned out okay. So, and it's convenient, you know. I got the accessories front and center, all my review supplies, more accessories, and of course comic books. This will have to change eventually when I accumulate more comic books, which I do plan to. I just haven't really been hunting for them as I did so much before, but that is okay. Alright, what's going on here? Well, I mean, there's a lot going on here. So, I said this at the beginning of the video, but this is my comic book / video game shelf with a hint of fan film, because I do have some fan film figures, particularly down there, which I'll get to in a little bit. But if you look up here, I have that. Well, first off, back there I have a Predator Hunters and another Dead Orbit poster, and then that right there is the background to that box, the Concrete Jungle Predator. And this one wasn't even in the book, this is just the cover. But it's a gorgeous figure. I really, really like it. And I have the entire Concrete Jungle storyline, all 3 books in that 30th anniversary book there. And then here are all the NECA boxes from the video games, comics, etc. So, pretty cool. And then here's the Sewer Alien, a Comic-Con exclusive. And then here are the, man, I already forgot the names of these. This one was the this year's Comic-Con exclusive for San Diego. And then here are the Funko 8-bit Xenomorphs. So I got both variants. And then this little guy. I don't even know what that is. I think I got gifted that. So, there you go. Yeah, so here's kind of a closer look at everything. So again, Concrete Jungle. There's the little guy. And again, I really, really like him. And I like the staff as well. It's got the spine around it and everything. Better look at the 8-bit Xeno. And these. Got the blue version as well at Comic-Con. Other 8-bit Xeno. Better look at Sewer Alien. Great figure. Glad to have it. And a better look at the Comic-Con exclusive. So, yeah. And another thing I forgot to mention, on the side of the shelf, I found this in my garage as well. Here is the Aliens Thanatos Encounter. And I didn't know I owned this it was rolled up in a box, and I just randomly discovered it looking for some other stuff, and it surprised me. So now it's on the side of the shelf. It's lovely. Alright. Now, like most shelves here, labeled, right? Yeah. So, starting here is the Aliens Genocide shelf. I effing love the Genocide storyline. Definitely a classic from Dark Horse Comics. When was it? 94, right? Yeah. So, it was in 1994. I have all the backgrounds from all the boxes kind of working together. Of course, I have the Big Queen herself. A gorgeous piece. Very cool. Definitely one of my favorites. Here, this was part of the 2-pack. This is the Genocide Dog Alien repaint. And I got the, because she doesn't know how to stand very well, so I fixed her up with a custom stand. It's a coat hanger, and no, it's not scratching the figure. Dull ends. And then here's the other part of the 2-pack, the Genocide Big Chap, another fantastic piece. I think most of these are going for some pretty high monies. Definitely sought after pieces, and I got these when they first came out. Believe I got this one online, the big girl, and then all these other ones I got at Toys R Us, remember. Here's the others. And these were individually carded, but I got 2 of them. The Warriors. Kind of wish I got more, but if I ever encounter more, you'll know I pick it up. And yeah, so I really like the shelf. It definitely pops too. Let me try and back up. All that red. Originally, the red Predator from Batman Dead End was gonna make it here, but he needed to be with the rest of his tribe. So there you go. I really like the shelf. It's a beauty, and especially that queen. Look at that sculpt. Gorgeous. Classic. Alright, now here is the messy shelf. This is kind of just a variety of different comics. Alright, so first I got backgrounds from Predator. I believe it was Life and Death back there on the right. In the middle I have the background from the Enforcer Predator vs. Bad Blood 2-pack, the Ultimate. It was a cool cover. And I like that background because if you revisit the comic, it's really like that. It's kind of just a rainbow of colors. And then one on the left is the Golden Angel background, which I really like because that had a really interesting environment. The whole tropical island thing, kind of like Alien Salvation. But yeah. Alright. Let's start with you. Hello. This is the first release of the Ultimate Ahab Predator. I do have him sporting Galgo's Engineer Rifle, and I do have him as well holding the giant Engineer Skull, and God, he's a beauty. Ahab Predator, definitely one of my favorites, probably my favorite from the comic books, but I really like the Dark River Predator as well, and he's just a beauty. I do have his alternate blades, the smart disc here, which is actually kind of extended out, and of course the helmet, the biomask, which is gorgeous. So a lovely piece. Back there, because this is Life and Death Ahab Predator, because this is when he got the Galgo's gun and the cape, as well as actually the fur and stuff. I forgot when he got the Engineer Skull. I think that was towards the end of Fire and Stone, but I could be wrong. Yeah, but back there is the actual Fire and Stone Ahab Predator, their first release, a Comic-Con exclusive that doesn't have the fur or the cape, but still a gorgeous piece. It's good to have both Ahabs from both giant storylines, so a gorgeous piece. I do have Hornhead Predator right here from Life and Death. Gorgeous piece. People have been doing customs and KOs with blood on them on the eBays, which I love to get into. Got him holding the biomask. There's a better look. Right there. Focus. Focus, you bastard. Come on, there we go. Gorgeous piece. Sweet. So yeah, another life and death character. Right here, I do have the ultimate Bad Blood Predator from Predator Bad Blood. God, he's flippin' gorgeous. Just check out that machete with the blood. All that detail. Crazy. And I got him holding the, whatchamacallit, the smart disc with the electricity running through it. And of course I do have his alternate biomask helmet here. And then here is some of the officers that he killed from the, and I think it was even issue 1 of the comic. I think that guy, the blonde guy, I've already forgot his name, was his first victim. And then some more skulls and stuff. And his counterpart, the, let me get over here actually, Ultimate Enforcer Predator. A beautiful piece, got him holding the biomask. You know what I would have loved from this, for this figure? If NECA included the hand where he's giving that peace signal to the commandos, to the team. As in, I'm not here to fight you, I'm trying to take down Bad Blood Predator. But I missed opportunity, but oh well. And here is, he also came with this beautiful sculpted helmet. Gorgeous. And I got him holding a Dread from Bad Blood, which doesn't make sense because I don't think he held it, it was just the commandos. Front and center, Defiance Alien. Another gorgeous piece. Had to have her on a stand because typically aliens with those kind of legs, kind of like the ones from Arrival with Charlie Sheen, they don't stand very well. So, there you go. Back there, I have the first issue of Bad Blood. This is a cool one to have because he's actually covered in blood. Other people's blood, of course. That's a cool piece, and he's a little bit different of a color, and obviously the body mold is completely different. And the same thing goes with the Enforcer back there, first issue. Limited articulation, but a very, very cool piece. There's another look of him right there. Got him holding a smart disc and all, so it's a cool piece. Alright, over here I have the original Aliens vs. Predator original comic series Broken Tusk Predator. Definitely a must-have if you're a Pred head like me. He was a very important character in that first series of AVP. He had a really cool look too. So, got him holding the gun over there with the spear, combi stick. Not even a combi stick, it's more of a spear, but very cool indeed. And then of course Machiko from Alien vs. Predator 3 World War. Right there. Who's also a must-have if you are a Pred head. Gorgeous piece. Would love to get another one to display without the biomask. I mean, these two didn't appear together like this in the comics. She didn't have her armor when he was alive, but still. And, you know, if we're getting her, I would love to get a top-knot Predator. Or a Shorty. Or somebody like that. Especially top-knot, though. Because he was like the main man over there. There's also another character from her comic, the 3 World War. I think it was 3 World War. This guy in a giant mechanical suit. If I remember, I'll put a picture towards the, the end of the comic. Back there, Golden Angel Predator with his lovely background. And Golden Angel is a fantastic figure. I have him with the smooth helmet, but if you want to be cover accurate from the comic, there is the spiked one, which is the comic kind of has this helmet, like the cover. The most famous cover has this one, and then here is the Golden Angel unmasked, which is also gorgeous. But a very cool piece. I have him holding his sword there, and the flintlock pistol is tucked underneath his belt. I tried recreating a scene where he was holding the flintlock pistol for the first time, but it didn't pan out the way I wanted it to. Articulation wasn't doing it for me, but yeah, that's essentially it for this bookshelf. This specific shelf right here. I'm happy with it. A little messy, but overall I think it turned out okay. And yeah, so I have this Ahab Predator, but of course, here you go, reissue, the one with better paint. So that's gonna be cool to put on display. He probably can't fit there, so I'll just put him somewhere on the desk, since you gotta have Ahab. You know, he's a great character, and I'm glad I can have one with the biomask and without too. That's cool. All right, we're getting there, folks. Let us move onto the DC shelf now. And of course, this is probably the part where people may not like me very much, because yes, I said this in the beginning, but I have doubles. I got them all loose here to mess around with, and then the beauty over here. But again, don't worry, I'm not a scalper. I'm not scalping these. These are gonna stay with me forever till I croak. Yeah, they're gonna be buried with me. But anyway, to stop being creepy, yeah, so this is the DC Crossovers shelf. You'll notice that I took the backgrounds from each one, so I got orange, purple, and then 2 greens on the side to give it at least something. I could have done a bit more, but I think it'll suffice for now. And you'll notice, actually I don't even know if you'll notice, but I'm actually using a Hot Toys Robocop stand to stabilize the Sinestro Core Predator, just because he's pretty valuable now and don't want him to break, and I haven't really developed a better stand for him yet. And same thing goes actually for the rest of these. I have Iron Man stands for the Xenomorphs back there, and then a Mezco stand for the Batman vs. Predator. So there you go. I have Green Lantern on this one, and I have Batman on this one, but usually the humans are pretty good with standing. So, yeah, so let's start with the Sinestro Core Predator. He's a gorgeous piece. I do have him wielding the sword and the compy stick or spear, and he's gorgeous. Take a look at that. Perfect piece. I like how they, because, you know, each Predator has their own unique color. So here you got the yellow and black, and, you know, the skin texture for this one's pretty good. I like how it's all black, because usually Predators, they typically come in like beige or a light orange or a yellow or something like that. I mean, all of these, yeah, they're different, but they all kind of scream a similar color, so it's cool to have like just a yellow and straight up black Predator here. So he's gorgeous looking. Definitely unique. And then here we have the Batman vs. Predator. I love how his eyes are glowing yellow, by the way. Gorgeous. And the paint on this guy is so well done. He's all gunmetal. I have him wielding the Smart Disc. And what is he holding there? Oh, his spear. A great piece. Can't get enough of him. His little, yeah. Ugh. There we go. No. Good enough. Good enough. Gorgeous piece. I love the paint. Can't get enough of them. And their heads. So Batman vs. Predator. Head. And the Sinestro Core Predator. I also have their accessories on display too. Like I got the Sinestro Core Shuriken here. I don't know. I mean, it's something you should, I guess, keep on display. Doesn't really fit, but I figured it's kind of unique. You know, it's a Yellow Lantern Shuriken, so might as well put it with the rest. And then, of course, we got the Joker Alien right over there. A gorgeous piece. Got the inner mouth sticking out. Really well done. I need to review these, but of course, you know, with the whole YouTube thing happening, with the name we shall never speak of, because I don't want it to taint this new channel. I've been pressed with new responsibilities, like moving to Facebook, but a gorgeous piece. Definitely love it. Love that green dome as well. And then back there, got the Superman Aliens 2 Xenomorph, because it's from God War, folks, not the first Alien Superman crossover. God War. Because I said this in the review, because the Superman here, he has the short hair. And the one from the first comic crossover, he had longer hair. And these weren't really apparent in the first crossover, because they were just typical warrior aliens from '86. But you got glimpses of these in God War. In God War, there weren't too many aliens that were shown. If they were drawn, they were kind of shadowed by other things. But you caught glimpses of the purple dome, which is cool. And so yeah, here's a better look at that Superman. I do have him with the laser eyes head sculpt, looking gorgeous. I love the capes on these, by the way. Very nice piece, great paint. Had some issues with the elbow joints, but took care of those. Very, very impressive. And then here's the Clark Kent, or I'm sorry, the Superman alternate head sculpt, which I have on Pikes. Here's the Green Lantern. I left him as Hal Jordan, but I'll periodically kind of come back and make him John Stewart, because that's a really nice head sculpt, actually, for a John Stewart. It's probably the best John Stewart we've gotten. So, yeah, I was always a John Stewart Green Lantern fan, just because of the Justice League cartoon. But, of course, Hal Jordan is a classic, so you gotta love him too. And then I got him holding the lantern, of course. And I got kind of his effects down there too, along with Superman's laser blast. And over here, one of my favorites, the armored Batman from the first Batman vs. Predator. Right here. He's got the baseball bat with the Predator blood on it. Actually, let's turn that so you can see it. There we go. For the people who recently read this, didn't he wield the baseball bat before? What's it called? He wore the suit? I forgot, because didn't he get this in the junkyard scene? Or the trailer scene? I forget, but it is a great piece. Very, very cool looking. Those thigh armor pieces can be pretty annoying, but overall very cool. I got his little gun down there. And again, the capes on these guys, they're pretty well done. So, I really like them. They're simple, you know? I know a lot of companies trying to, I feel like they're overthinking capes when should just look like this. Simple, easy to deal with. And that brings me to the Batman Aliens Batman, who's badass. NECA knows how to get DC done. Got him in a pretty epic pose. Love that head sculpt. I like the long ears too. Definitely my preferred Batman. It's zooming in. There we go. Focus. Got him holding the Batarang. A pretty intimidating pose too. Tried to drape the cape around his shoulders as best I could. Yeah. So that's it for the DC crossovers shelf. I mean, I'm happy with it. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, I got John Stewart and Clark Kent on Pikes. Pretty much all the head sculpts are on Pikes, and this one's leaning a little bit. That's better. It's gonna tip over. Probably gotta get more clay. Alright, let's move on. Okay, this part should be easier for me because now I get to sit down. Yeah, so this is the arcade shelf from '94 Aliens vs. Predator. Originally, I didn't have so many aliens here. I just had one of each, Chrysalis, Razor Claws, and Arachnoid. But I was at Target, had a little coupon, or a percentage off, because of the deal that they had. And I bought another set. So another Chrysalis, another Razor Claws, another Arachnoid, and now they're all jam-packed in there. All heading straight for Dutch and Lynn, Warrior Hunter, and Mad Predator is just in there laughing at them. Because Mad Predator was a son of a bee to beat in that game. He is a pain in the butt. Let me get a closer look though here. What's going on here, fellas? So, yeah, here we got a warrior using the turret. There. And then Hunter with the Aliens assault rifle. Got Dutch with the effect here. And Lynn kind of pointing her pistol at Mad Predator, who, let's see if I can get a better angle. There he is. He's happy. He always likes to yell at everyone in that game. And I have some weapons like the spear, the combi stick. I got a face hugger, the arcade face hugger, and a smart disc. And I laced the entire shelf with the backgrounds from the 2-packs, Aliens, and the Predators. So even the flooring, part of the flooring is also like that. And I think it turned out well. I mean, it's messy, but for what it's worth, I think it turned out okay. Better look. Razor Claws, Chrysalis, another Chrysalis, one with the skull out, one with the skull in. Another Razor Claws, Arachnoid back there, and another Arachnoid. So, kind of my amalgam of the entire game itself, and I'm quite happy with it. So I'm glad I picked up more of these, and I can officially have the arcade series finished. Of course, they can return, do more Aliens. There were a couple more in the game that they haven't made, and I think they sold pretty well, so I don't see why they wouldn't eventually return to this. So I hope they do. That'd be cool. Or just move on to another game, like the 2010 game. Give us a number 6 from that, because that was an awesome Xeno. So, there you go. Alright, down here is a mix. Oh, let me sit down, gentlemen and ladies. What's going on down here? This is the video game shelf. As you can tell, there's the video games and fan films. Let's start with those fan films. What do I mean by that? So, Pred heads out there, you'll know Batman Dead End was a fantastic short film by some very talented folks that they kind of took on the movie industry with that short film, because they didn't really, I mean, there's nothing to outdo, right? As far as Predators and guys in bat costumes go. Just put them where they need to be and let them fight, and that's what that short film did. Simple, straight to the point. It's already batshit crazy, right? You got alien hunters out there, guys dressed up as clowns and bats running the streets. So keep it simple, let's get them fighting. So I got Big Red over here by NECA. I actually don't have him with his swords wielded. I forgot to wield them. So I'm going to do that after this video. But very, very cool piece. Adore him. To his left is Albino. Right there. Comic-Con exclusive. From Batman Dead End as well. Very cool piece. And then to his right is Wasp from Dead End as well. There he is. A very unique Predator. And of course, you can't beat that spear. I mean, look at, you got a warrior alien speared through his effing head. So you know that Predator's a badass right there. You'll know it. I mean, look at that. That's a really unique one. And because we're on the subject of fan films, here is the NECA quarter scale Big Red, something that definitely goes for quite a bit of money, just as those other fan film figures do, and he is phenomenal look at that sculpt and that paint. A gorgeous piece. I do have him wielding his swords here, his samurai swords. Got the almost like a samurai belt over here, and the red is just really vibrant. You got the gold wrist blades here, which are pretty cool as well. Got to be careful with them, but a gorgeous piece. Got the beads on the dreadlocks, all laced in gold. You can even tell he's almost like green under there or something. So yeah, it's a great piece, and if you're able to get your hands on it for a good deal, of course, you know, I've been repeating throughout this video that this goes for money, this goes for money. It's kind of just the way NECA goes, honestly. I mean, yeah, there's some figures that just don't go up in value, but for the most part, give it some time and they stop producing them, they go up in value. And really, this can be said for most of the figures on this particular shelf. I'm not certain about that Scorpion alien there from the game. I think she's actually probably still available on like Big Bad or something. I swore I saw her recently, or something. But you know, like the video game versions of the City Hunter, for example, a gorgeous piece. I love the skull that he comes with too, and of course, like the first Predator here from the game. Got him laced in blue. They've definitely gone up in value, and I know for a fact, I feel like these are probably easier to get, the two versions of Amanda Ripley in spacesuit and not, but I know the Isolation Xenomorph back there probably has gone up in value. Again, because NECA doesn't really revisit a lot of these figures and reissues them, so it's kind of the way it goes. And I also got her on a stand there as well, but it's a very cool Isolation Xenomorph, and I really do like these Amanda Ripleys as well. It was a fantastic game, so I'm glad to have them. Got the spacesuit here, and then focus, yeah. Got the flamethrower, the motion tracker, and all that. Of course, I got it all laced from from video game boxes. All over the place. I got Scar over here. Scarface, I mean. Come on. Come on. Man, doesn't want to zoom in with me today. There you are. I see you. You're a badass. You know it. Got him looking at his wrist gauntlet here. Checking things out. Gorgeous piece from an awesome game. Got the weapon right here as well. And his alternate head over here. Unmasked, which is really well done. And then I got some little chest bursters, the green one and the pink one back there. And I got the egg that came with the Scorpion with the green face hugger. And here's the dog alien. The blue and beige one. Or orange, I guess. A gorgeous piece. So, a lot of video game items. And again, I really like that City Hunter. Awesome. Like the colors on him. Black armor. Mixed with the orange and the blue. All Halloween-y. And of course, Scorpion back there, who's gorgeous. Pink alien. Gotta have aliens to fill each color of the rainbow. So, yeah. Alright. That pretty much does it for this bookshelf. So, I'm happy with it. I think it turned out well. It's all colorful. And I'm glad I was able to kind of all just fit it all in one location, because I didn't want to have any of this scattered. I feel like it kind of should all go together. Because I'm really particular about the way everything's organized here. I want movies with movies in chronological order, by the way the shelf descends, if possible. But yeah, so, you know, but the more they release, the more difficult this will become to manage. But so far, I'm doing just fine. Let us move on. So before I get into the TV stand and everything, I wanted to show off what's actually on the left side of the shelf. It's all of the Ultimate boxes from NECA's The Predator line. So, got Assassin, got Emissary 1 and 2, a Fugitive, don't know if that's the re-release. I got some more Emissaries down there. Here, let me go down here. I have multiples of some of these, so that's what's going on. Got a Lapiski Fugitive, another Fugitive, more Emissaries. So, yeah, that's what's going on over there. What's going on behind the TV? Some interesting stuff. Like I mentioned, my sister got this for me. A beach towel, based off of a pretty classic Jungle Hunter Predator poster. It says Predator down there. A really nice piece. Thought it complements the collection quite well. Then over here, do have just a regular poster of the original Predator. Got this in high school. Thought it was pretty cool looking. My dog ripped it up. He wanted to. Originally, this was on my door in another room, and my dog wanted to leave, but I wasn't paying attention. I was doing something, and then he scratches the door, or he heard something outside. I don't know, and he scratched the F up of this. It's not, look, it's nothing too unique. It's just a regular poster I found on the internet, but there you go. That's what makes this special. My dog's name is Snoopy. Here's a picture of him on the left-hand side. He's great. And he gave me his little signature with his funny-looking paws. Down here, a friend of mine gave this to me. I believe this was part of a loot crate as well. So he hooked me up with this, and you can already tell, there's a Predator in there. There's his eyes. Right there. And the wrist blades and all that, and the silhouette of the body is there. When he gave this to me, he didn't tell me what it was. He just said, "Here, take it." And I'm not so good with colors, especially when colors are mixed together. And it took me at least 10 minutes to figure out what the heck this was, because it just looked like regular military camouflage or whatever to me. And then I saw, oh, okay, there we go. And up top, these were gifted to me as well. Well, I had this little moon thing since I was a little kid. It lights up, but I think I gotta put new batteries in there, and I have the remote somewhere as well. But here are some, these are plastic, but they're plaques. So I got in a Predator right here. I like how they actually painted the lasers on his biomask red. That's kind of cool, actually, just noticed that. And a xenomorph, an alien. So, got the blues and the blacks in there. So, yeah, I thought they looked pretty gosh darn cool. You'll notice there's not a whole lot going on up here. That's because I don't like to put anything near the light. Because I don't have fluorescent lights here, so it can damage whatever's near it. So I'll have to replace the bulbs or just get a new light in general, and then we can do some work there. Alright, now one of the main events is the TV. So this, I don't know how many inches this is. This was in our garage for a time. It was my dad's, and we just haven't been using it. It's been a couple years actually since we've even touched it, and I went down there I don't know, like a year ago, and said, "Can I have it?" They said, "Yeah, you know what, just take it. I don't need it." Now what I want to do is I actually want to raise the TV a little higher, because when you're sitting down, some of the little figures here will get in the way. And I keep some little, well, knickknacks. I keep a bunch of tools and lights and lanterns and stuff back here, screwdrivers and all that, for whatever I'm doing here. Usually when I'm cutting up metal coat hangers, because that's how I do it over here in the Jimmy Lee streets. You got some cheap Mother Effer is down here. But okay, what's going on here? So here's that Russian doll set. Got an extra one, so I thought it looked cool. Well, one of them, the box was damaged, so I got a replacement. But see, pretty cool. Get the big chap here with a green dome. Got a Ripley with her cat, Jonesy. Got Kane with the chest burster. Got Kane with the face hugger, and there's the face hugger with the egg. There you go. Got my Nintendo Switch with the blue Joy-Cons on. Pretty cool. I'm back into Skyrim again, playing that, and Alien Isolation's coming out, I believe, this year. It's November right now. So, if I'm confused with the dates, I'm filming this entire video on completely different days. So, there you go. Here's my Hiya Toys collection of the Lost Tribe. At the moment, I'm still waiting on some pre-orders, but got Elder, Snake/Shadow, got a Warrior, Guardian, Ghost or City Hunter, and Boar. And yes, I created coat hanger stands because, man, actually this one fell off of Warrior, but their knees suck. Hiya Toys knees suck. Their ankles suck too. So they just don't know how to stand whatsoever, even with the peg holes on their feet and the ports on the stands. And the stands are pretty cool because you can connect them, but it's a nightmare. It really is. But I like how they use like this fur for the Shadow or Snake. Get the skull here, got the beast skull. So I have Guardian here holding another one. Got a Ghost or whatever, City Hunter holding a skull. Pretty cool stuff. And then here, got some bottle openers. Here is the Comic-Con exclusive Jungle Hunter one. This one, I forgot which side I got off of it, but this is the Smart Disc bottle opener. Here's a Dark Horse pin, Dark Horse Comics. And then here's an Aliens vs. Predator bottle opener as well. Whoops. Here's another Dark Horse pin. Here's a phone. And here is this. So, this is a fun knick-knack. Man, I really want to review this. This is a letter opener. Yeah, it's a letter opener. And if you remove the inner mouth, you got this. This has a cool design. You got the face hugger wrapped around the inner mouth. It's crazy, and it's, you know what? For a novelty item, this thing's really, really detailed. It really is. It takes on NECA. It really does. Very well made for what it is. And in case there's an intruder, I will stab them in their intestines. That's the plan, folks. It's a violent plan, but you gotta protect the aliens and predators here. Someone comes in here, you just grab this and you just throw it in their gut, and then you go to prison for 10 years, and then you come back out. There you go. That's my perception of the criminal justice system based off Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay. Alright, what's going on down here? Well, I got the PS3, some remotes, and, you know, that, controllers. And then all this. This is my main Predator 2 display with a lot of the quarter scales. So, starting from the right, here we have the quarter scale Lost Tribe Warrior Predator. A gorgeous piece. Very well made, like the fishnets. It's a unique predator too, so it looks like an aqua predator almost, something that lives in the sea. Got the combi stick and all. It's a great piece. Very cool. And below him, I have some old McFarlane Toys City Hunters. So this one's the complete version with all the armor. This one's missing armor. This one was from my brothers. And, I mean, you know, for the time, they were pretty cool. And they don't exactly hold up to today. Tell you the truth, they don't even look like City Hunters. You really just have to pay attention to this particular armor piece to even tell that they're City Hunters. But it's cool. They're still cool looking as general Predators, so I'm glad to have them. And this one's in definitely better shape, paint-wise as well. But I like them. Very cool. Okay, here is one of my grail pieces, the NECA Toys Trophy Wall from Predator 2, and look at this, it is gorgeous. Oh man, this was definitely an iconic scene in Predator 2. His trophy room, his trophy wall in his ship, and it is a gorgeous piece and very heavy too. This has got to be at least a couple of pounds. It's a really heavy piece. As in, if you throw this at somebody, it's concussion. This is more than concussion time. This is, I'm gonna break your head open time, because this is heavy duty. So if there's an earthquake, it's not going anywhere. Okay, it's gonna fall through the floor if anything. But it's cool because you got the bloody skull in there too, back there, came with, and all these other creatures that Ghost or City Hunter has faced over the years, including the Xenomorph, our very first glimpse at a crossover on the big screen. I think even before comics, actually, because I believe Predator 2 preceded the original AVP comic series, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a very cool thing. So you'll notice I have quite a few City Hunters. I'm a big City Hunter fan. I really like him. Now, I can't remember, I believe this one is the Toys R Us exclusive that came in a 2-pack with a Berserker, I think it was. To tell you the truth, I really do not remember. But one of these was in a 2-pack, and one of them was individually carded. But you'll notice this one has significantly better paint than this one here. That's why I'm thinking he probably came after. He's got the bloody skull with him and stuff. And you'll notice, I mean, they had the updated thigh articulation by then and the double jointed knees, but still they were lacking the double jointed elbows and abdomen pieces. But still very cool figures. Gorgeous. And then moving on, here's well, I have 2 Ultimate City Hunters. Both of them are the reissues. So here we have one right here. I have the grappling here, and then I have him firing the plasma caster. But this is a cool piece on the hand here. Let's get a better look at that. This is the real reason why I bought the another one. I call it a grappling. I don't know why I did. It's the net launcher. But this is the real reason why I bought another one, to display him with this piece. Because that's so flippin' cool. It's got the, you can tell the gauntlet is transformed to put that piece on. Yeah, and I got some extra heads as well. Some extra spines and extra combi stick from all these different guys. Here's the other one. The other Ultimate. Got him with the bloody skull. King Willie's. If you watch Predator 2, you got that reference. King Willie was great. And I love the sculpt on him. Yet another reason I want another one. Display with and without the biomask. And of course I got their extra head sculpts piked. And then back there, you'll notice I have an on-card Comic-Con, I think it was, yeah, 2012 exclusive City Hunter, Cloaked City Hunter, which is definitely a really demanded piece, and I'm actually protecting it down there with cloth, kind of cushion it. But it's held in place pretty well, and of course I do have one loose that I got from the con. And this one hasn't gone yellow like my Berserker, maybe a little bit in the limbs from what I can tell, but so far so good with him. Yeah, I think he already came after that Berserker, so they probably already had better quality, but I'm very lucky to have these, because Cloak City Hunter, he's definitely a really wanted figure in the community, but glad to have him. And then back there is a pretty old City Hunter with the same articulation as these guys, only unmasked, right here. That's pretty cool. And yeah, you'll notice that most of the 7-inch scale stuff, I mean, that one has pretty much closed mandibles. This one has partially closed mandibles, and then obviously all these are helmeted. If you go back to the film, he didn't necessarily ever have closed mandibles. He was a little bit different than Jungle Hunter. They were a little bit more open usually. But if you go to the quarter scale one, here is when they really took advantage of the screaming head. God, this is definitely one of my favorite pieces, because I love the flippin' City Hunter's design. He was so unique looking. Really reminds you of Bad Blood, actually. So I'm very lucky to have this quarter scale one. Again, all this is by NECA. There's the rest of them. I want to give them some accessories, actually. Yeah, I don't put the quarter scales in too crazy of a pose, because I care about stability. I don't want them falling, but for what it's worth, I still think it looks pretty good. And then to his right, I have the other quarter scale City Hunter by NECA. The plasma caster is kind of misaligned. There we go. And this one's helmeted. I need to mess with the dreadlocks, because I did it with that one, but I forgot to do it with this one, because I like putting the dreadlocks forward. I don't like it slicked back, like it's out of the package. And then back there, I do have the box to the trophy wall diorama, and just another Predator 2 Ultimate packaging. And then here, these are pretty old. I forgot who makes these, but they're little mini Predator 2 busts. So I have a open mandible City Hunter and a cloak City Hunter. So you got, you know, Little Bear, Mama Bear, and Papa Bear. So you got the 3 Papa Bear Cloak City Hunters just there for you. There you go. Okay, right here is the Cinemachines Lost Tribe ship. Right here. Or the Ghost ship, I suppose. Another brilliant piece. Definitely glad to have it in the collection. A lot of detail on it. It's a must-have. I mean, if you watch the final sequence in Predator 2, it was a really unique looking ship, so I'm glad to have it. Here is the first issue of the Elder Predator from Predator 2. You'll notice he isn't as glossy, and definitely doesn't have as much articulation. This was still conforming to just the original 1.0 Jungle Hunter mold, but again, I was a big fan of that mold. Lacked articulation, but pretty much perfect otherwise. And he's got the flintlock pistol, offering it to Mr. Danny Glover. So it's a good piece. I really like it. And then above him is the quarter scale NECA Guardian Predator from the Lost Tribe, with that classic Gort mask right there. This one was definitely easy to call, considering they already had the sculpt for the most part from the actual Gort Predator. So it was pretty easy for them to make this one. And the rest of the body is pretty much City Hunter. Obviously the paint is completely different, but otherwise City Hunter. The same with Warrior, I suppose. City Hunter for the most part with minor changes, and then obviously the helmet's different, or the biomask. But I really like this guy. And again, the fishnet on all of these quarter scale ones, very well done. None of it is ripped or torn or anything. It's tailored very nicely to the body. So that's awesome. Down here, I have an armored Lost Predator. This was one that NECA kind of put their own input on the design, because originally the Lost Predator didn't have armor to this extent, but they went ahead and took the liberty of inputting their own design, kind of like the Viper Predator. And I'm glad they did so, because this is an excellent figure. I got him with the sword, with the shuriken here, and it's just gorgeous. I love it. I love this guy a lot. Definitely a must-have. Over here, I kind of didn't know where to put this because I have two of them. It's from the McFarlane Queen set. So I just got her just sitting here with some other McFarlane stuff. I mean, I got the Hicks right here. He broke in multiple places. That's why he's in such an awkward pose. But still, you know, obviously these had little to no articulation. At least the Marines didn't. But still pretty cool. They're cool pieces to own. And I really like the stands too. And then this one is, whew, this one's definitely one of my favorites. This is the McFarlane Big Chap Alien, their take on the Big Chap. And this one, for its time, was fairly articulated. Now, this was given to me, or bought by my brother, and his actually had broken feet. So I got it for a cheaper price. And so I glued the feet together. They actually stand rather well considering the weight of the actual figure. And then what I did, you know me, coat hangers, right? So I literally just let it rest against a coat hanger that's sticking out from under the lamp. Or the light, I mean. And you can hardly notice it unless you go up close, so it's totally fine. But the detail on this guy is awesome. You get the inner mouth in there. The dome is gorgeous. It's got that foggy tint to it, which I really like. Kind of another reason why I want that new quarter scale and regular Big Chap for the 40th anniversary by NECA. A very, very well done piece. Now this one is definitely a favorite of mine. Now, unfortunately, the plasma caster did snap off. Not my fault. I still blame NECA on this one. It was the paint, of course. And perhaps I put a little bit too much force, but it happens. It's down there. I still need to glue it back on, but I don't let it take away from the figure. Look at it. This is such a well done piece. Definitely goes head to head with the Hot Toys Elder. Now again, even though technically this one, I mean, comparing it to the Hot Toys one, it's hard to say which one would have more detail. I'm guessing this one would because of the huge size. However, the paint is still off on this guy. They're still kind of going by the name Grayback, whereas the actual tone of the skin, like I mentioned, should be kind of like Guardian, minus the red bits pieces, but the beige is kind of what you want to go for. But again, it's a very stylized Predator, and I love the jewelry on him, on the mandibles, and the paint is extra glossy. A lot of people say this one doesn't have too much gloss, from what I've heard, but he has plenty. Great looking figure, and of course, quarter scale flintlock pistol, which is awesome. I love this thing so much. Awesome. It's unfortunate about the plasma caster, but easily remedied. And again, the fishnetting is great. The leather straps they put all over him on the belt, the skulls, the bag, everything. It's very well done. Gorgeous piece. Now behind him you'll notice some empty boxes. These I just kind of felt bad throwing under the table over there. These are Comic-Con boxes. Obviously I opened them up, but I have the Gort Predator down there from 2011 Comic-Con. These are all San Diego Comic-Con stuff. 2012 Cloak City Hunter, and then a 2013 Albino Predator. Yeah, so there you go. 2011, 2012, 2013, all in order, as it should be. Okay, last but not least, as far as the TV stand goes, I got a fan, which doesn't help because it's always hot in here. But much like these over here, these guys, I picked up a dog alien, and he kind of just sits, excuse me, at the top here. Just relaxing. You know how he is. There he is. He's, you know, he's hanging out. Watching my every move. You know how he be. There you go. over here I have this little poster that I got, or my sister got, from that Predator panel from 2018. So it's the Predator poster. The glare sucks, but it's still badass. And then you'll notice all this. So I bought this online, I think off of Walmart, thinking it was going to be way more impressive than it is. Basically, if you go down here, what the F? There we go. Okay. I thought it looked more like leaves, but they're just a bunch of green lights. The picture online made it seem quite different. I kept it. It was already here. Why not? But oh well. And I rarely, if ever, even turn these on anyway. So there you go. Alright. So that should do it for this part of the room. Now for the final portion, and that'll be that for this video. So I have this Alien Isolation bag. This is from, I already forgot where I got this from, but it was probably a convention that they were giving away in 2014 when the game came out. But it's pretty cool. I didn't really have any other place for it, and I wanted to display it, and at the same time I didn't even want to use it, not to ruin it, because it's really cool looking. So I just went ahead and put it on the door for the hell of it. And it's really, really cool. Got the Xenomorph right there and Amanda Ripley. So it's a cool poster. Well, bag, but you catch my drift. And we go up here. This is where I keep all of my t-shirts. So I do have another plushie from that same series as the Dog Alien and all those. So it's a face hugger with some bendy legs, which is pretty gosh darn cool. I typically have my hat hanging right here. And here is the final touch. Up there. There you go. Oh yeah, and for people, because I know these are valuable, the door does not hit them. I measured it. And actually the door kind of hits against this piece here. And not even these are damaged either. So they're all safe. Don't worry. I take care of my stuff. So I actually went ahead and dumped all of the t-shirts off of the door because I actually found a couple of more in another room, and actually some in the closet here which I forgot completely even existed. I put them in there probably a couple of months ago and just haven't thought about them since. So I planted them all here, kind of organized them a little bit so I can show you what I've accumulated over the years, and there's some pretty cool stuff in here. One shirt in particular that I really want to show off. So the first one, as you will notice, is this one. This one is pretty gosh darn cool. Obviously, it is a giant chest burster just plunging out of the t-shirt covered in blood. A really cool piece. I think I did a presentation at school in this shirt once or something. I don't know how I did not get in trouble for this, but I can tell you for certain I was not allowed to wear this in high school. My teachers would have murdered me, but who cares, because it's badass and people are just too sensitive about that, let's be honest. Alright, and I don't even remember where I got that. I can't recall if it was part of a pack or something, but it's from somewhere. So over here I do have, this is from Fright Rags, I know that for sure. This is a Predator 2 t-shirt. Obviously you do have the City Hunter right here, and it says bleh, he's in town with a few days to kill. So kinda corny, but I think it's pretty sweet. He's holding the combi stick here and a skull. We can just say that's King Willie, why not? It says Eastern back there too. So I think this is the only Predator 2 shirt I have. They don't make too many of them. I think they had more maybe on Fright Rags, but I only get certain ones. Okay, so I forgot what year this one's from, because this is from a Universal Studios Horror Maze. I want to say it's like 2014 or something, because I do have two of them. But this one is pretty sweet. Obviously it's from Requiem. And you do have the Wolf Predator right there. And There you have a warrior alien. I just actually noticed something. It says Alien versus Predator, but not Requiem. So they got the title wrong a little bit. I mean, I guess you can argue that the entire maze is a mix of both AVP movies, but I don't really care. So, pretty sweet. I know they made a statue of this too. I forgot what company made it, but they made a statue of the wolf versus this warrior alien in this pose that I've been considering. I gotta look that up, I forgot. This is probably one of the older shirts that I have. I wore this when I was a kid. I don't think it can even fit me anymore, and even if it could, it has way too many rips and holes in it. But it's Jungle Hunter roaring, and you do have his blood in the background. It says if it bleeds, we can kill it. Predator, all in green, has a nice texture too. So I wore this a lot in my youth, and it was one of my favorites. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was my first Predator shirt. So it definitely has some sentimental value. Pretty sweet. Yeah. Alright, let's move on. Oh yeah, so this is kind of the one I wanted to talk about a little bit. This wasn't originally mine. Because I was not around in the 80s. Honestly, I'm not too certain if this was probably like a late 80s t-shirt. I doubt it was the 90s. I mean, my brothers were around this time, so this was theirs, and I wore this as a kid, much like that one, and you can tell it's ripped up completely. There's holes everywhere, I think. Yeah, holes here too. There's like a giant one, I think, on the side. Is it that one? It's probably, yeah, this one's pretty, the entire, like, side of the shirt is completely ripped open. So, this is the one that was in the closet that I completely forgot about, and it's pretty cool. You do have aliens, like, with spikes on their domes and stuff. There they are on the back, too. So, this is something that's pretty gosh darn cool. This one needs to be worked on a little bit. Needs to be ironed, because as you can tell, it's just, look at it, all these wrinkles and stuff, it's unwearable. It belongs, can I zoom in all the way back there? Right there, the Alien Fan gift set. This is from Covenant. It was a Blu-ray pack, exclusive, and it's pretty simple, just says Alien with a little xenomorph background there, and this is a big shirt too. It's like, I think it's like a large. I think that's the only one they had or something. Or no, it's an extra large, actually. So, whoops. It's a big shirt, and certainly can't fit me all too well. I'm too tiny, but it looks cool, and obviously it needs to be ironed, but I'm lazy. You know how I am. This one also has some sentimental value. This is not an official shirt by any means. When I was little, when I first saw Aliens, obviously I was obsessed with it, as I am now, and so I believe this was made by, I think by my sister and my mom. They bought just a standard gray t-shirt, and then they paid to have this kind of sewed onto it. And for what it's worth, it's actually survived pretty well. I'm surprised, because they did a couple of others and they're all like flaking and ripping apart, but this one's still going strong. So there you go. That is surprising. Okay, let's move on. This is one by Fright Rags. This is a Queen Alien. It says aliens here, this time it's war. Definitely a really cool t-shirt. Love it a lot. Got some eggs back there, a skull. Got a face hugger kind of popping out of an egg. This egg here is kind of oozing with green stuff, and her teeth is all green and stuff. So, a very cool t-shirt, again, by Fright Rags. People should have already seen most of these, though, because I did videos on the Fright Rags stuff. Again, another Fright Rags one. This is of Jonesy the cat, and it's pretty cool. Kind of just wanted it for the sake of wanting it. Because I don't think, probably 99% of people won't understand this reference. They'll just think I'm just wearing a random cat t-shirt, and I can't blame them. But for you alien fanatics out there, this is Jonesy the cat. or otherwise known as Shithead from Aliens. There you go. But I can't really walk around with a t-shirt saying Shithead, I've learned, so Jonesy it is. Another Fright Rags one. This is just a standard Predator, looking pretty cool. Got the green background, skulls on either side, green eyes. What is he holding? He's holding another skull here, and kind of a non-traditional Predator design. I mean, the head is Jungle Hunter, but the rest is kind of a little bit different. Because you got all this armor here, this ridged armor, almost like an alien design, actually. But got these wrappings here as well. So, and he's got 3 wrist blades actually. It's pretty cool. So it can be any Predator. Could technically be Ahab because he had 3 wrist blades at one point. This is a pretty cool shirt, the USS Nostromo, and this was definitely a must-have for me. Another Fright Rags purchase. I got most of the Fright Rags stuff on sale, and if you want to see videos on those, just look it up in one of my playlists. I should have a Fright Rags playlist, and because I got some other stuff in that too, if you're curious. But pretty cool. Ugh. This one is actually like a pretty complex t-shirt. There's a lot going on here that I couldn't really tell at first online. So first off, you have eggs with a face hugger popping out. You have the Queen Alien, of course. You have Ripley with the flamethrower / assault rifle with a newt back there. You do have the evac ship right here. Pretty gosh darn cool. On either side, actually not just on the one side, you have a Warrior Alien dome, and the entire thing is laced inside and around a giant alien egg. You can kind of see the surroundings too. Pretty cool. Got a little map of the system as well, and of LV-426 right there. You can, I guess, consider that as LV-426. So it's a neat shirt, a really cool amalgam of all the main scenes from that movie. This is just a standard Predator t-shirt. It's really cool, definitely pops out because of the orange. It's in that little targeting thing from their biomask, and laced in red, and a very cool t-shirt, the red eyes and everything. So, pretty sweet t-shirt. It says 1987 right there, so I guess it's pretty much Jungle Hunter. This came with a couple of Funko Pops. There were I think these were Target exclusives. This is Fugitive Predator. Usually not big on the Funko t-shirts, not a fan of the designs, but I wanted the packs anyway. And here's the alien. This one, I mean, this one's actually okay because, yeah, it's a Funko design, but it kind of works. So, and it's pretty cool. It's got like Predator blood all over it, you can consider, and then the acid boiling everywhere. Guess that's technically acid on her, but whatever. Says Alien. This was part of the 40th anniversary pack, though, for Alien. This one is just pretty standard from the first Alien vs. Predator. You just do have Scar Predator here. Pretty cool t-shirt. Alright. This is the evolution of the Alien. Pretty cool. Got all this. Got this again from Fright Rags. Ugh. And here is another Universal Studios Horror Nights Maze exclusive t-shirt of the first AVP. Pretty gosh darn cool. It's got that kind of like that mushy texture almost, so another cool one that I like to wear. This is one of my favorites. I wear this one all the flippin' time. This is like my go-to t-shirt. I think this is the thumbnail to the video, actually. This is just a Dark Horse Comics cover for Predator, and it's just so flippin' cool. All these skinned bodies. You got the Jungle Hunter design over here holding the skull. So cool. So, if you're a Pred head, this is definitely something you'll need in the collection. Because again, this is probably my favorite t-shirt. You do have, I forgot where I got this, probably Fright Rags, just a standard Alien t-shirt based off the original poster, the advertisement, the cracked egg. Much like the poster on the wall here, so glad I have it. It's a cool one. Ugh. Here's another Jungle Hunter. This one's kind of folded. Definitely a sweet piece. Got the little laser targeter right there. It says Predator. And what does it say over there? It hunts for sport, it kills for pleasure. So you gotta have those corny lines. You got like the jungle background too, so that's a sweet one. And last but not least, this is a retro Alien t-shirt, once again from Fright Rags. And it's a pretty gosh darn cool one. You got that classic retro logo and of course the black dome of the, I guess you can call it a big chap alien. So has a cool design. You can tell it's even kind of like blurred out like the retro stuff. So, and that's that for the t-shirts. So now I got to put all these back, and now I have more of them because I got them from the closet. Now I got to figure out a way to put them all up there. So God help me, and then I'll just be back in a bit, I guess. Not exactly my ideal setup, to tell you the truth. I don't know how I'm going to close the door properly, nor am I sure how to retrieve t-shirts out of this. So I have deemed this an official work in progress, but it'll suffice for now. And that's it. That is pretty much it. I went through absolutely everything. Before I head into some final remarks, a couple of things. I just got this in the mail, the reissue of the NECA Toys Power Loader. Pretty cool. Got this, I think, from Entertainment Earth. And if you guys are curious about how I, produce videos and the video quality that I have, I actually typically edit my videos on Camtasia Studio 9 on my desktop, but I also occasionally do use iMovie on my Mac, and occasionally I'll make videos. I have the iPhone X, so not even the latest one, because they produce like a new iPhone out like every 10 minutes. And I was provided this at work for my job. It's just whatchamacallit, I forgot. This should be the latest iPad because I need this for my job, so it's not mine to keep forever, but it's convenient. And so, folks, this is it. This is the end of the collection tour. Clocking over 3 hours, most likely. I filmed this over a period of 1 to 2 weeks, and I'm actually still in the process of editing this particular video. I think I'm at like 2.5 hours, and when I upload all the stuff on the video card right now, it's probably going to end up over 3 hours. So I thought about splitting this into episodes, but I didn't really develop any transitions or anything, and honestly I think it'd be kind of a pain if I split it in 3 or 4 parts. So here it is, all at once. And if you sat through the video this long, I applaud you, because it's a long video. And I sat down, I pretty much talked about every single Alien Predator related item I own, where I got it, how old it is, and all that good stuff. Now before I head out, I want to say a couple of things regarding the status of the channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, you can pretty much disregard everything that I'm going to say here, but chances are the majority of people watching are on my YouTube channel at the moment, which currently has clocked over 1.4 thousand followers, which is pretty gosh darn effing awesome. And if you are watching this on YouTube, you'll know that there are certain new guidelines in relation to a particular law, which I will not, I won't state the name to taint this video, but there is a possibility that I will no longer be able to continue to produce content on this YouTube channel. Now, I'm not jumping the gun or anything. I'm not trying not to overreact about it. All I'm doing is taking the necessary precautions in case I do get pulled off of YouTube. And if I do, I will be continuing to produce content of like just as, you know, as what I've been doing for this past year on my new Facebook page, my official Facebook page. I spent about a week transferring all 120 of my Jimmy Lee videos, all my Alien Predator stuff. I've created a pretty intricate video library categorized in a bunch of different playlists with descriptions, thumbnails, whole 9 yards. Got all my community posts there, all the pictures, everything. So, if I am pulled off and you'd like to continue to see content from me, that's where I'll be. I will be on my Facebook page doing the exact same thing as what I've been doing for almost just about a year. And with that said, the link will be in the description. All you need is a Facebook account, just like you need an account for YouTube. And I hope I'm not overreacting about these guidelines, but can't hurt to be cautious. That's all I'm saying. Anywho, folks, thank you very much for sitting down with me this long for over 3.5 hours. And thank you all for following me throughout my 1-year YouTube Alien Predator journey, which I hope isn't ending, but you know, all good things must come to an end. And if YouTube gets demolished by you know what, be on Facebook. Anywho, this is 10 years of Alien Predator collecting. From NECA to Hot Toys to McFarlane to Hiya Toys to Funko to novelty items to t-shirts, plushies, prop replicas, Super 7, Kenner toys, to the Blu-rays, to the movies, to the VHSs. This is what I have accumulated over 10 years. Started when I was 11, receiving gifts here and there, and this is what I have so far, and it continues to grow. Anywho, let me know what are your thoughts on all this. If you want me to review anything now, post a comment down below, and I'll definitely get on that. And as always, people, have a good morning, evening, midday, whatever, and take care.